What's up, everyone? It's your boy Marco, and today we're taking on a brand new tournament. Um, Actually, my first Smogon Tournament. And will I win? Will we succeed and actually win this tournament? Well, you're gonna have to stick around on this live to know the answer. So I'm going to actually show you guys the team I've cooked. Here it is. You probably don't see it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Normally you should see it. So this is the first member. We have Porygon 2. Porygon 2, what is he here to do? Well, Porygon 2 is kind of our counter to Trick Room because I've built this team really fast and with a lot of speed control. So this guy is gonna help us with Trick Room. He's got the Eviolite item, which boosts its bulk. He's got download, so on switching, his attack or special attack is raised by one stage on the foes with weaker defense. So if my opponent has weaker special defense, I'm going to have a special attack boost, which is what I want. And if my foe has a weaker special defense, then I'm gonna get an attack boost, which is pretty useful. Tear type ghost, so that I can dodge, fighting type moves by tearing. Nothing crazy. Icy wind, shadow ball, recover. He's built pretty bulky, and he's gonna help us with the trick room, like I said. We got Zacian crowned, which this guy is not like, you don't want to mess with Zacian crown. Basically, when I built this team, I really wanted to center it around the actual. Let me just go check. I really wanted to center it around just countering the current meta, and Zacian Crown was surprisingly good in this category because he's good against Miraidon, he's good against Caridon, he's good against Calyrex, Ice. He's good against a lot of good legendaries currently. So I decided to bring Zacian to the team, and he's got nothing crazy. Crunch, Play Rough, Beam of Blade. I think I'm gonna just de-zoom a bit. I don't really know how it's gonna come out. We'll look furthermore later. So Crunch, Play Rough, Beam of Blade, and Protect. Nothing crazy, really. Some coverage. He's just gonna be here to deal tons of damage to our foes. Next, we got Lugia, which is actually on the thumbnail. This guy is pretty good. Alright. Okay. I was just verifying that my sound was okay. Alright. Lugia. Nothing crazy, honestly. No, actually, it's pretty good. Multi-scale ability, which, if this Pokemon has at full HP, damage taken from attacks are halves. So it's really useful, even if Lugia in the current meta is pretty weak because he's weak to Spectrier, he's weak to Glastrier, he's weak to Miraidon. Well, still with multi-scale, he's able to survive these attacks at least once and set up my Tailwind or set up a Calm Mind if really Lugia has the opportunity to shine in that match. He can set up a Calm Mind. I built him bulky and fast. So with the steel terror type, well, yeah, that's it. We got Crocodile. Crocodile. He's a goat with his safety goggles. He's a kind of our counter to Among Us. Among Us. Intimidate will help us lower the opponent's attack when we commit. Poison Terra type to dodge, many weaknesses of dark and ground, actually. Earthquake knockoff, protect taunt, and we got a bulky and not bulky but fast and strong. Yep, fast and strong spread. We got Blaziken, which is similar but with the speed boost and the focus sash, with the same spread and close combat swords dance. Blaze Kick, this thing is here if I can't play Lugia and I need some speed control, then Blaziken's here. And we got Milotic, which I will probably not use often, but he's got Muddy Water, Life Dew, Protect, and Alluring Voice. Marvel Scale, which multiplies his defense with a Flame Orb, and it has HP, spread, and a bit of everything in defense. So yep, that is it for the team, guys. It is 9:03, so normally the VGC is started. I'm not sure. Oh god. Let's look at the live stream.
Aliens, pas des espions. Tu te doutes bien qu'il y a des types qui vont se balader là-dedans. Mais, que tout simplement du commerce puisse se faire entre Israël et Souaïda. C'est-à-dire commencer à créer une vie économique.
What the heck? Lower that. I don't want to be demonetized. Even if I'm not monetized in the first place, but... Alright. Smogon U is live. I'm hoping that I'm not in decal with the actual thing. Hopefully not. There's a lot of people watching the stream. I don't know, I don't know what's happening, or honestly. I'm gonna wait for the actual stream to work. So if you guys are excited in chat, type 1. Yo, gets us. Alright. Normally I shouldn't be like... Oh my god. My navigator is badly lagging. Alright. Normally, I think I have a chance at winning this. Hopefully, like we do good with all the stuff. Alright. Your tournament hosts this event. Okay. I'm gonna look at the infos and keep you guys posted. The entire tournament will be streamed on... Okay. Is it here? I think they're...
Hello and welcome to Smogon University's
more
first live
confusing.
VGC event. My name
All
is
right.
Scraw, and I have with me Eric.
I'm gonna
And
lower
we're gonna get
this
started
down.
just a little while here, but while we wait for our competitors to get situated, and for everybody to get their first round, we have some yummy data to look at from our over 700 competitors.
Yeah, we have a lot of usage data here, so a lot to unpack here before our first round. Not surprisingly, we're seeing Miraidon as our #1 use restricted, coming in at about 48% usage across all of the team sheets that we have submitted so far, followed by Calirex's and then Zamazenta, Lunala rounding out the top 5. So what are we thinking as far as what the metagame's going to look like here?
Well, it looks pretty reflective of NAIC. It feels like that core of Calyrex, Miraidon, and Cali Shadow Rider and Zamazenta have sort of been taking turns being the top dog, or being, no pun intended on Zamazenta's part. And it looks like we do see a pretty big uptick in Miraidon Lunala teams, sort of coming in number 3 there, sort of reflecting the changes after it won NAIC just last month. So it looks like nothing out of the ordinary from this initial set of data, but of course, a lot of times the devil's in the details, right? Once we see people actually playing, we'll see what tech they have for these familiar-looking pairings.
Yeah, unsurprisingly, Miraidon kind of takes the top spot. I feel like it's kind of become like the token, glue restricted that you kind of could just put on any team right now, and it's been finding success, and it has a lot of good tools that it can use with a variety of different items, variety of different sets that it can use. I feel like people are trying to experiment a little bit with their Miraidon usage. Like, it's normally just been like Choice Specs Miraidon, but now we're seeing an uptick in items like Choice Scarf, Assault Vest, and even Life Orb to try and differentiate those Miraidon sets to work with different restricteds. And it's kind of a Pokemon that can work with any of the top 5 here, and it's a Pokemon that we're likely to see paired with all these other top 5 restricteds. And yeah, I'm expecting Miraidon.
All right, guys. So the birds are gonna come out soon, and we're gonna see who we're up against. I'm just going to
looking outside the top
close
5,
what they were talking about. I know I wasn't talking. I was kind of panicking because it's my first time doing this, and I don't know what's happening. So the pairings will come out soon. We don't have to panic. Pairings are basically who will be up against. Please select once you have found your opponent on Pokemon Showdown and challenge them.
I'm surprised to see Groudon as high as it is. Groudon has also had a bit of an uptick in usage recently. I think people are starting to realize that Groudon is kind of like the one restricted that can really go head-to-head with Miraidon, just being a ground type that can fire off strong physical ground moves and just be a good restricted check to Miraidon once it hits its moves, because unfortunately with using Groudon...
So I'm going to
I just think with
wait for the pairing. Hopefully, you must bring the team.
Yeah, absolutely.
Best
We
of
have
3
seen,
format.
some top
Okay.
players using Groudon more and more. I believe it was Bezod who won the
If
not
you
Portland,
want
but one of the
your
West
set,
Coast Regional
please post it.
Championships with Lunala back in Regulation G has been sort of championing Groudon for both Portland and NAIC, and I know that he's been working with some other talented players who have been working on these sort of
Okay.
Groudon Maridon teams. I mean, if you can abuse the power of
If
Maridon
your opponent
yourself,
does
while
not
also having
show
a
up
character that pairs up
10
well into it,
minutes after your
that
initial
sounds like a
message,
recipe for
attach a
success, then you see almost
screenshot.
half the teams being Maridon teams.
Yeah, you can sort of use the best of what the format has to offer, and then you can also just use a little bit of an off-meta pick to kind of cover up, the off-meta pick to counter the best team or the best Pokemon in the format. What looks like it right now, and you get to use that also gives you access to a lot of the great photosynthesis fonts. You can use Fluttermane, you can use Raging Bolt, which is
Okay, so guys, we need
extremely
6
powerful when you get the power of
matches
photosynthesis,
won
electric terrain on the field, and you can use some fun
and
stuff like
2
that.
matches lost
Really
to
cool.
proceed to the
But
next
yeah, you're mentioning Bezos,
round. There will be 8 rounds today,
they've been coming up with.
and we will see
Yeah, it also
who
stuff like
wins,
Volcarona, which is another really
I
popular
guess.
Pokemon that we're seeing picking up a lot as far as non-restricted.
Round
Pokemon go.
1.
Speaking
Round
of
1 is out.
non-restricted Pokemon, unsurprisingly, we have Incineroar at the top of the usage stats. Incineroar is just best Pokemon, best non-restricted Pokemon.
I
in the
am
game.
searching for my
Offers
Nate.
so much
Alright,
support,
Nate
and
Ames.
even offensive capabilities with just brilliant coverage into the format with Fire and Dark. But I think that's reflective of a lot of the Incineroars we're seeing now switching to the Assault Vest item, just being a good Pokemon that can be used into the strong special attacking restricteds, i.e. the top 2 restricteds in the field, Maridon and Calyrex Shadow, just allowing you to take those attacks.
Nate Ames, okay.
Incineroar also running the Assault Vest really
So
sort of
we got our first opponent, guys. Let's really
also
close this. And let's get our first round in. Let's see. Find a user. Nate Ames. Challenge. VGC Reg I beat best of 3. And let's see. Let's see if he answers our call. Nate Ames. Hopefully he's the right guy. Normally it is. Hello. It's VGC live tour. Bro, guys, he's not even answering. Alright, we'll see. Hopefully he answers, because if he doesn't show up, I'm gonna crash out. I'm gonna crash out. So let's open the sound of this. Let's go check.
I think a lot of people are capitalizing on both Incineroar's offensive capabilities, but also, just trying to pull them out as much as possible.
Currently the stream is talking about Incineroar, and let me talk about Incineroar.
Item distribution.
This guy is freaking crazy right now in the meta. Everyone's using Incineroar. He's, like he said, they're capitalizing on his power with Intimidate, with Knockoff and stuff like that. They're really capitalizing. With that stuff, because like when he comes in and intimidates, it's so annoying, even for me, because I have Zacian. I lose a lot of offensive power when he comes in. Plus, he has parting shot, so he can further reduce it, and even like spam it. It's so annoying.
A little bit longer, or even take super effective hits, like
and I think I've made my teams kind of
at some point.
around countering every mon in the current meta, which includes Incin. But yeah.
Absolutely, and it's fascinating to see
We're
just
gonna-
another echo
we're
of how
gonna
popular Miraidon is. That safety
hope-
goggles in almost every format is Incineroar's #1 used item, but because of the prevalence of electric terrain, so many of these Incineroars are not opting for that item because they are immune to Spore because of the terrain. So it's sort of fascinating to see just how much Miraidon has become this looming force that warps the way we play the format.
Yeah, even when we see Miraidon usage stats here, Choice Spec's still taking the #1 spot. It's just probably the most consistent item on Miraidon. You just get that explosive amount of damage, and even Choice Spec sets can be run so many different ways. You can run them slow and bulkier, much like we're seeing on the Miraidon Lunala teams that opt for Choice Specs when they're not using Assault Vest. But in that #2 slot, we have Choice Scarf, which I think is the item that's definitely taken off the most in recent memory, because it just allows Miraidon to be a fast Pokemon that you can bring in on these like slower teams that just has immediate speed advantage over stuff
Hopefully
like Counter
up,
Shadow.
up
and just
answers,
allows you
you
to get
know.
that high
Up,
power
up,
offense
up.
right off the
The
bat,
opponent
and just having
answered.
the speed advantage over
I
so many
cannot do
restricted
this no
Pokemon.
more, bruh.
And then rounding out this list, we have Assault Vest for those, more bulkier Miraidons that, are still.
I'm
focused on
literally
doing
waiting
damage,
for
but,
my
Miraidon
opponent to show
still
up.
has a very
If he
good
shows
set.
up, and it's like he's late, I'm gonna be mad. I'm not gonna lie. Cause he's gonna make me take some. He's gonna make me take some reta. I'm gonna be late for other matches. That's not nice. Who is Nate Ames though? What the heck? Bruh, he's not even answering, bruh. He's not here. I'm going to send a screenshot because I think we got free round 1. Even if I don't really want 3 rounds, I want to play. Alright, guys. That's a pretty lame first round, I guess. Oh, whoops. Nate Ames. I'm trying to contact him, but it's not working.
do some really good damage once you get a boost or two, but also just get your health back. But the leftover sets are still very much out there, so you can get that gradual recovery every turn, and then you can also maybe switch up your move choices to something like Struggle Bug, which after Equipper Dance is really good into stuff like Calyrex Shadow Rider and the other physical attacking or the special attacking
our
Pokemon
opponent is not
right
going to show
and
up.
even though it's kind of a weak move, it does
Which
offer
is
a lot of
unfortunate,
utility
guys,
in terms of just mitigating
but
your opponent's
it
damage while
happens.
also doing some
What do
really
you
good
mean?
damage if you're
What
able
can
to
I
get Equipper
say?
Dance or 2 up.
Nate Ames.
Absolutely, and it looks like we may have
Rora's
our
nickname.
first game of the day. We can talk about Bravo Corona perhaps a little bit later. And it looks like we are jumping in very soon. And we have Mario YT versus...
I'm writing his
I
name
don't know how to say
correctly.
that
I don't know.
username.
Our opponent is not showing up
And
apparently,
exactly
so
what we were just talking about.
we're
A
gonna
very
wait till the
standard-looking
next one,
Calyrex
I
Ice
guess.
Rider Miraidon team versus something pretty interesting. Cali
Well,
Ice
I think we're gonna
and
watch
Kyogre
the
looks
stream
sort of-
together.
Looks sort of reminiscent of the team that Gavin Michaels used to win the Portland Regional Championships last month.
We're gonna watch.
Yeah, I've been noticing
watch
these
it together.
teams have been kind of mixing
Hopefully.
and matching the sort of archetype, the Kyogre team that Gavin was using, but also the one that was Carrie was using with the Iron Jugulus. So this one looks to be like a little bit more of a hybrid between the two. But yeah, this is a very interesting Kyogre archetype. The Kyogre Cali Ice combination is definitely one to keep an eye out for. Definitely one of the strongest ones in the format here. But the team from Mario here featuring a Calyrex Ice Rider and Miraidon, and also an Ogerpon in the Teal Mask form that we saw Eric Rios use really well at NAIC. So I'm curious if that's going to make an appearance in this matchup here. But Dissy looking to be a little bit on the back foot here, losing the Amoonguss pretty early, and yeah, just trying to find those pieces to allow Basket Legion to come in and maybe do some damage here.
And it looks like he may have started to establish this Basket Legion in a relatively strong position, but it's intimidated, so it can't pressure the Urshifu Rapid Strike very well, and of course, rain turns are always a concern.
Yeah, it is a finite resource that I'm pretty sure Dissy is aware of as the Kyogre is switching out to try and preserve those the refresh and the rain turns. And also, if Calyrex Ice Rider faints, you do get that boosted power of Last Respects, but perhaps Dissy here trying to maneuver their pieces in a way to allow Basket Legion to maybe switch out at some point to get that Intimidate drop-off. But I mean, like, at this point, I don't even know if it needs it, because now Mario's team is just so chipped at this point. Basket Legion with the speed advantage, like, even with a -1 in attack, like, it's still going to find its KOs here with the base 150 power Last Respects. So we're going to have to see if this Calyrex Ice Rider can do a lot of the heavy lifting in the end game.
And Leech Seed here, a piece we are seeing more and more often on these Calyrex Ice Riders, sort of to take advantage of the mirror match. But with Trick Room up, I mean, do we know what item this Urshifu is? It appears to be Focus Sash. Yeah, so with this switch in the speed orders, it looks like Mario may be able to win this game, forcing this Calyrex to be sort of all on its own.
Yeah, absolutely huge Trick Room there to take the speed advantage away from the Basket Legion. But with this Leech Seed up, if this Urshifu actually goes down potentially to a Glacial Lance, I think it might be close, but I mean, critical hits are obviously a factor here. If this Urshifu is able to live through the turn, I like Mario's chances in this endgame, but I mean, I still think it's very much up in the air. It's going to depend on whether or not this Urshifu can stay alive, because I think Mario needs that extra little bump of damage to get over the hump, because right now in the Calyrex Ice Rider mirror match, the team with the Leech Seed is usually in the driver's seat, but as I say that, the Trick Room gets reversed, and that's going to be huge for Dissy here. But Calyrex is going to live on 12%, and Urshifu lives on just 1% HP. Calyrex Ice Rider gets knocked out, and Mario just barely taking that game.
It was an excellent usage of Trick Room there, knowing as soon as it was no longer useful, he got rid of it to make sure that his Urshifu could clean up the game.
Yeah, that was a super close endgame that could have gone either way, but I think Mario played that endgame super, super well, recognizing that, okay, Urshifu living in the final turns is going to be the key to getting over that little damage bump and winning between the Calyrex Ice Riders. And as we're going to see, Game 2 leads Miraidon Incineroar versus Kyogre and Amoonguss.
Both players setting up their field conditions of choice with the rain and electric terrain. And we are in a situation where Mario is clearly in the driver's seat to start here, with Miraidon pressuring that Kyogre and Incineroar pressuring Fake Out. But of course, this just means that Dizzy will need to reposition his pieces.
Yeah, and I think Amoonguss still offers a lot of value in this matchup, despite it not being able to go for its typical Spore shenanigans. The ability to redirect attacks away from the restricted Pokemon is still very valuable, as Miraidon's attacks are usually pretty linear as far as threatening Kyogre and Calyrex Ice Rider. Like, the spread moves are not really going to be a huge issue. So Amoonguss just for Rage Powder protection here is going to be very nice, as we're going to see just a couple protects coming out just to stall out that Fake Out turn.
Mario is likely a Scarf Set on the Miraidon, locking into Snarl there to try and mitigate the pressure on Kyogre is putting on. So, locked into Snarl with Kyogre and Amoonguss on the field, Mario is not threatening too much damage right now, but they are threatening to make sure there isn't too much damage coming out from Dizzy's side of the field either.
Yeah, it's a very awkward position as a Miraidon here to be in front of an Amoonguss, because you can't really get the big damage on Kyogre, so your objective at this point in the game is to try to mitigate the damage as much as possible, so it just doesn't get like a free Origin Pulse or Water Spout that can just completely wipe Incineroar off the field here. As Amoonguss is going to switch out here, Mario going to Terrastalize their Incineroar, going to get the Snarl off onto Kyogre, so the Incineroar actually reveals itself to be faster than the Kyogre, so even getting that item off, and Kyogre's Water Spout just doing pitiful damage there into both of the resisted Pokemon there. And now you're in a position where Kyogre's weakened, and Calyrex is now, I would say, vulnerable at this point to a hit from Miraidon. And also Kyogre quite vulnerable as well, so might be seeing a switch out here from this Kyogre to get that special attack drop off of it. And now that we know the speed order, Kyogre recognizing that it is in a pretty rough spot right now.
Absolutely, and with this Kyogre at -1 and both Pokemon resisting it, it's not doing too much damage, as you said, and this Calyrex is not Clear Amulet. So Mario has the ability to sort of bully it with this Incineroar, now that it is no longer afraid of the Kyogre. And we're going to see just that, Urshifu coming in, resisting both types on the field. This Calyrex is Terrastalizing, and Knockoff's just coming out for some extra damage, getting rid of a helmet on the Amoonguss, which will clear the way for Urshifu later on in this game.
Yeah, both of these players just really trying to set up their boards. It's been a lot of positioning and pivoting early on. Both Terras are now burned as well. Calyrex using the Fairy type, possibly trying to avoid a potential Draco Meteor plus knockoff combination into the Calyrex. But Amoonguss gets back in, able to redirect some attacks. The Rocky Helmet getting knocked off is pretty important for this Urshifu, just in case if it does get redirected at some point, it doesn't take all that extra chip damage. But Rage Powder going to redirect that Surging Strikes, as I was talking about. We'll have to see if with the Rain Boost plus an Incineroar attack, this Amoonguss can survive the turn, and it looks like it does with the U-turn. But now Mario has to figure out if they want to switch something into Glacial Lance. Luckily, there is the Calyrex Ice. Perfect switch into Glacial Lance. Still doing a ton of damage here into the Urshifu, and as it's going to keep getting its health sapped away by Leech Seed. But I do like this position for Mario's Calyrex here with an Amoonguss that is hanging on for dear life.
Absolutely. This is a position where Mario can very easily switch his Incineroar in on his Urshifu slot relatively unthreatened, or just go for some more damage. I mean, this is a single target, non-resisted Glacial Lance, but of course, and looks like we just got a critical hit there to do even more damage. So now Desi's in a position where if their Kyogre does come back in, their Calyrex is extremely threatened. But it looks like it's going to be a Basculegion here.
Yeah, maybe not wanting to switch in Kyogre at this point, because they're still the Urshifu, and Kyogre is still pretty heavily damaged at this point, so a combination of... Also, you'd be giving the Rain Boost back to Urshifu too, so you probably want to keep that into consideration as well. I guess Mario does have to keep in mind the HP levels of all their Pokemon, but having that Incin to switch in is a very valuable tool to have in this situation to mitigate Basculegion's damage. But a critical hit, Last Respects, didn't even know if it needed that at that point, just able to clean up the Urshifu. And with a healthy Miraidon and Incineroar, I don't think Basculegion's going to have quite as good of a time as it would like in this position this late in the game.
No, I don't believe so. This position is pretty dicey for Dizzy. They may need to get some kind of Trick Room play going, but of course with Incineroar and Calyrex Ice from Mario's side, that is much more easily said than done.
Yeah, it's definitely a rough position. I think Mario's played this this game very, very well, just recognizing when they needed to burn the Terra and also just keeping the positional pieces alive and not letting their Pokemon get too chipped by Leech Seed, and just having amazing pressure into this Kyogre. This Kyogre hasn't done anything in this game besides set up the rain for Basculegion. Vasky Legion recognizing that it's probably going to be the center of attention here, going to protect, but no, we're going to see the Volt switch into the Calyrex as a knockoff goes into the Vasky Legion, and Mario just keep pivoting their pieces and just saving that Miraidon for when they can just come back in and get those final 2 KOs. And Vasky Legion still working with just a base 100 power Last Respects. Now combined with the Intimidate, it doesn't look like it's going to be able to get any real KOs this turn. Calyrex still might be in pretty good danger though, considering it's not able to Terra, as the Vasky Legion, oh wow, okay, only doing about 50% there, but unfortunately going to fall victim to Incineroar's knockoff. And the Leech Seed at this point, too little too late, as Calyrex, not resisting that Glacial Lance anymore, is going to be knocked out, and the last Pokemon is going to be that Kyogre.
Kyogre will not be able to win this 3v1 versus a healthy Miraidon, a Water Incineroar, and of course the Calyrex, even the Calyrex lives the Water Spout there.
Yeah, single target Glacial
Lance.
Lance.
Yep, and that's going to clean up the game right there, and Mario wins this set 2-0.
Yeah, just very, very well played. I do think Mario had quite a good matchup here, and very much using their tools to the best of their advantage. The Terra Water Incineroar, the Miraidon just pivoting in and out on that Kyogre, and also the Kyogre being super slow, which allowed Incineroar to get that big, beefy knockoff into it. Getting a huge hit on it early on just made it so it really wasn't able to do any damage, and then Vasky Legion just... I think also Mario picking the right time to pick their KOs, just not knocking out things willy-nilly, rather than just getting everything in chip damage range to where you can start taking multiple knockouts at a time. And if you're Vasky Legion, you're kind of just like, okay, well, if I want a boosted Last Respects, I'm gonna have to give up like half my team. And then we saw how big like positioning and getting your Pokemon in order for this set was so important. It's kind of a trade-off of like, okay, do I want my Pokemon KO'd, which are my positional pieces, in order to get my Vasky Legion going? And I think Dizzy recognized that as a win condition, but unfortunately, Mario just had way too many tools to mitigate the positioning and damage from the rest of the team members, and it just kind of got difficult for Vasky Legion to find its rhythm.
Yeah, absolutely. Vasky Legion wants to be trading KOs for Last Respects to be active. Instead, Dizzy found themselves going down Pokemon for that boost, which is not generally going to be a winning line here. Now, it looks like we are checking to see if we have another match we can show people. So we will see just about that. Now, Eric, how do you feel about Vasky Legion in general? It seems like a Pokemon that I expected to show up once as a sort of unrefined version of these Kyogre, Calyrex, Ice Rider teams, and it hasn't gone away. How do you feel about Pokemon like that is sort of, objectively under the power level most things in the format are doing, but is still seeing success?
I think it's a really interesting option for these rain teams, because it kind of gives you another option to go for that like rain sweeper role type of mode, which I think a lot of players have kind of defaulted to Urshifu. Just be like, okay, I could use like a Swift Swim Pokemon that takes advantage of the rain, or I could just use Urshifu, which is good in so many other situations. But also a Pokemon that can take advantage of that rain boost with the rain boosted Surging Strikes, which you can even compound with Terra Water, or possibly just an offensive item like Choice Band or Life Orb. But Vasky Legion's an interesting choice because it's a Pokemon that not a lot of teams in the format are ready for, and Ghost, as we've seen with Calyrex Shadow Rider, is just not a very often resisted type, and I think Vasky Legion covers for the most common dark type in the format, Incineroar, very well, because it does have the water coverage, which it can use to just get rid of Incineroars, and if the Incineroar terastallizes, well, then it just makes itself weak to Last Respects. So it's a Pokemon that could definitely pop off in a lot of situations, and I think Gavin was talking very highly of it in his team report after he won the regional with it. And I think it's a very underrated option that I think still is very valuable on certain rain archetypes, much like that team.
Absolutely. I mean, there's also just the, less so now, but the initial inexperience of people playing against Vasky Legion, right? Like, I couldn't tell you at any point how much damage that Intimidated Last Respects was going to be doing during the battle we just watched. People's internal damage is often valuable.
Yeah, it's a strong move. It is a very, very strong move. And then, like, once you're in those endgame situations where it's like a 2v whatever, you just have two Pokemon left that can actually just clean up the game once you get even the slightest amount of chip on anything. Last Respects can really just, like, tear through teams that have just been chipped. And I think, with Pokemon like Kyogre, you have that ability to spread damage so easily with those strong spread moves, and just like even getting that like small amount of damage on something, like once you're able to strategically sacrifice maybe 1 or 2 Pokemon, Basculation comes in and suddenly you have the fastest Pokemon on the field that is threatening the strongest move on the field, and it can just completely tear through like any Pokemon with the speed advantage and that super boosted last respects. And also with the water ghost typing, you do wall opposing Urshifu Rapid Strike. I mean, wall is a very generous word because you wall it on paper, right? Because you're immune to ghost, not immune to surging strikes. But I mean, Basculegion, not exactly the most defensive Pokemon in the world. As someone who's used Basculegion back in past formats, like you kind of do have to work with how squishy it can be sometimes. Like it is very much like the prototypical glass cannon type Pokemon, and it is a Pokemon that requires a lot of thought into how you position it. And it's not just a Pokemon like this, like, oh, it just clicks last respects and I win the game. Sometimes it works out that way, but it is a very delicate piece that needs to be maneuvered, because if it comes in at the wrong time, it doesn't really do anything.
Absolutely. I am interested to see how many Basculegions we have in this tournament, and if any of them are sort of differentiating themselves from the set that was popularized by Gavin. We can pull up Bask and see what we have there.
Yeah, I would assume that most of them are probably just sticking with the standard Lifeform Swift Swim set. I think it doesn't get a lot of room to experiment now because the format is just so fast. So like an item like Choice Scarf doesn't really come into usage that much anymore, and you don't get to use the ability Adaptability, which I think is of an ability that you forget Basculegion gets, at least now in the current format, because that even if you pair Adaptability with last respects, like that move is just an absolute it just can, if you think it tears through teams before, like that is a combination of offense that is very, very not often able to be taken by any Pokemon in the game ever. But yeah, just the Life Orb set, Terra Ghost being the number one. I don't know if Gavin's was Terra Ghost. Were they Terra? I think he was Terra Ghost. Yeah,
they were Terra Ghost.
Yeah, so you want the Terra Ghost on it to just also remove the water type weakness, which should be nice in a Pokemon like Rillaboom, so you're not weak to that Grassy Glide. Because as we previously discussed, Basculegion's defensive stats leave a lot to be desired, and you don't really get a lot of leeway now with the Life Orb sets to invest in defense. So like back in Reg H, Basculegions were able to invest a little bit of bulk to take on Rillaboom, but I mean, yeah, with the Terra Ghost, you remove the grass weakness and also get another boost to last respects, which can just be a very extra needed multiplier there.
Yeah, absolutely. And even when you're saying taking on Rillaboom, I played a lot of Basculegion back then too, and we were just barely living Grassy Glides. Like it was not the mon does not have much to go off of.
Yeah.
All right. So it looks like we may be trying to find a replay of another match to watch. Going forward, we will have players pausing their matches until we're ready to stream them, so we will have more to see. And we're getting those replays right now. So do we have data for some of our players to watch? I know we were featuring a few folks, Justin Tang, Marco Fierro, folks like that. Do we have any data on how they are doing in their initial rounds? Not yet. Okay, so we'll get that at the end of round one. All right, it looks like we have some replays posted from another match featuring The Crow and Niku Alex. So we'll get those up so you guys can have something else to watch very soon.
Yeah, Niku Alex, another well-known European player. I think most well-known for the Comfey run at the one regional, but also still putting up some good results in these current formats. World Championship caliber player for sure. Going to be using a Calyrex Shadow Rider here with Koraidon, Jumpluff, using Galar, Incineroar, and Raging Bolt, compared to The Crow using the Calyrex Shadow Rider, Zamazenta, Tinglu, Raging Bolt, Chi-Yu, and Rillaboom.
That Jumpluff takes two Astral Barrages. That is not something you see every day, doing less than half.
Yeah, I mean, like Jump Bluff. I mean, at this point, like, what else are you gonna invest your invest your stats in? Like, you might as well just bulk it out to take as many hits as you possibly can. That might be an indication that this Calyrex Shadow is like maybe Focus Sash or just not a boosted item. But Jump Bluff already putting in a lot of work here, getting an instant sleep on the Raging Bolt, just setting it up for a knockout. But now we have the problem where we have Calyrex Shadow Rider and Chi-Yu ready to do some big damage, but Jump Bluff content to go down here. It's done a lot of work this game already. Got the Sleep Powder leading to a KO on Raging Bolt, gets the Tailwind up, and basically sets up Alex here for a winning board with his two biggest offensive juggernauts on the field right now.
Absolutely, and if Alex's Shadow Rider is Focus Sash, this is going to be... Oh, it's Imprison! So no more Astral Barrages coming out from that crow's Calyrex.
Wow. Okay.
A couple of moves I didn't expect to see clicked.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's like you just click like Astral Barrage in this situation, just try to get the knockout, but no, instead we see two support moves coming out from both the Calyrex. That is a hilarious turn. Like, you just think like, oh, Tailwind now. It's like there's no Zamazenta to block the incoming Astral Barrage. Like, you just fire off your two attacks. But instead you see Imprison and then Will-O-Wisp coming out, trying to... was the Koraidon Terra before? Did it Terra the turn it Will-O-Wisp, or did it Terra before that?
It Terra the turn the Wisp went out.
Okay. I was like wondering if the Will-O-Wisp would have actually done anything meaningful there, but yeah, forcing the Koraidon Terastallization, which it probably was going to go for anyway, because you want to get those extra powered fire type attacks to something that like Zamazenta coming in, and also recognizing that the Will-O-Wisp is a factor on the opposing side. And probably not needing the terrestrialization on something like Calyrex at this point, because you just have so much damage. But yeah, pretty solid endgame from Alex there, just getting the Tailwind up, getting their offensive pieces on the board, and just keeping up the momentum like the entire way.
Absolutely, and Alex's team is mean. Between extremely fast Sleep Powders from Jump Bluff, Imprison, Calyrex, Shadow Rider, and Galarian Weezing's Neutralizing Gas, Alex seems to be saying, you don't get to play the game. He's not interested in his opponents taking actions.
Yeah, Jump Bluff is a very disruptive Pokemon. I think a lot of players have kind of forgotten about the Chlorophyll mons, like Jump Bluff, is probably being the most prime example. I mean, of course, we have some other silly ones like Venusaur or Lilligant, but Jump Bluff demonstrating even in past formats that it is quite the force to be reckoned with, especially with so much sun in the format. Like, Jump Bluff can kind of just pop off in certain situations if the opponent doesn't have a quick way to remove it. And also with Chlorophyll, it just becomes the fastest Pokemon on the field, and without that immediate speed advantage, like, you are more than likely taking a Sleep Powder if there's not a Miraidon on your team. So in matchups like this, where there is not a lot of Sleep Powder mitigation, like, if those Sleep Powders hit, you can find yourself in a really, really tough position, and it just allows these Pokemon like Koraidon and Calyrex to just completely go crazy damage-wise.
Absolutely, and this team, Jump Bluff tends to not really like playing against Miraidon, of course, denying those Sleep Powders and sort of leaving it alone to be using nothing but Tailwind and Rage Powder. But thanks to Alex's Galarian Weezing, he has a good matchup into that as well. So he has these two diametrically opposed support Pokemon that sort of cover each other's matchups. So he can just keep the offense going.
Yeah, Weezing being a very valuable tool into the Miraidon teams that just rely on that Hadron engine so much, and it can just be a good Pokemon to lead alongside Calyrex Shadow, to where you're disrupting the opponent, but also still uninhibited by Weezing's Neutralizing Gas, and you just get a lot of damage early on. So a lot of Pokemon that are probably techs to help in certain matchups, and just a very solidly built team that's able to put out a lot of offense, and also just, like you said, basically just not allow your opponent to play the game in certain situations.
Absolutely. These sorts of teams punish these super synergistic teams we see in these formats, where the more your Pokemon rely on each other's abilities, the more Alex will be saying, well, you won't be able to play this game. And it looks like we have Game 2, so we can take a look at that and see how this goes, see if we get a Game 3. And it looks like the Crow sort of learned their lesson and is leading in a way that much more threatens the Jump Bluff with this Chi-Yu in the front.
Yeah, you can only threaten Jump Bluff so much at this point, right? Oh, with the Sleep Powder dodge, and, but Jump Bluff dodges the Heat Wave, so, I mean, what would have been a normally a pretty bad turn for Alex actually ends up not being that bad, because Jump Bluff gets to survive, and you can kind of go for a very similar play here, where Jump Bluff is able to threaten another Sleep Powder, or just a Tailwind, and now you have the position where you have the speed control in your favor. So Jumpluff still able to do something at the end of the day, as we get the Rhydon and Calyrex Shadow Rider now in position.
Shadow Rider and Tailwind pressuring an absurd amount of damage against a Terra Ghost Chi-Yu.
Yeah, not having the terrestrialization on their side anymore is pretty unfortunate, as the Flame Charge comes out. Just getting that one little bit of extra speed there. Not going to get the KO on Zamazenta here, but now we have a little bit of mind games with as far as Astral Barrage goes, because you have the wide guard here, but
looks like we're probably seeing that in Prison come out again.
Yeah, to try and mitigate the Calyrex on the opposing side, but no, Calyrex just switches out, goes back into Chi-Yu. Crow just doing as much as they can to stall out these Tailwind turns and trying to get themselves into a good position. As Flare Blitz comes out, going to take the Calyrex Shadow Rider down to its focus set. As no wide guard, we're just going to see the Astral Barrage pick up 2 knockouts, and well, Tailwind is gone now, so Chi-Yu... Okay, well, I guess with possibly another Pokemon in the back, Chi-Yu not able to do all of the work, and Alex...
The Flame Charge Koraidon.
Oh, yes, that's right. I forgot he got a speed boost. Actually, very good foresight there, getting that extra speed boost on the Koraidon, just for that insurance for when Tailwind goes out, that you still have a Pokemon that can easily beat the Chi-Yu in the end game. So very well played to Alex, able to get the 2-0 victory.
Absolutely. I mean, this team seems sort of tailor-made to beat these sort of Zamazenta, Calyrex, Shadow Rider teams. We've seen these Koraidon teams pop up over and over, and often the MO is that the supporting pieces that Koraidon Sun enables punishes these more fair, let's call them, CSR Zamazenta teams. I know when I was playing a lot of Koraidon, that was the target that I was going after.
Yeah, and obviously in the Tailwind situations with Zamazenta, you do have to think about with your Calyrex, it's like, okay, are they going to click Wide Guard? Are they going to not click Wide Guard? Sometimes you just got to click the button. Sometimes you just got to click the Astral Barrage button and keep your opponent honest and just like, okay, well, you can set up your position to where if you're not clicking Wide Guard, you're not doing damage, so you can put yourself in a position where you're not almost even afraid to attack into Wide Guard, especially with a Pokemon like Koraidon that can threaten so much damage on its own. So just getting yourself in that position is basically all this team could need sometimes, to just start picking up KOs left and right. And if you do get the turn right, well, as we saw, that's going to just end up being a double knockout if your opponent maybe overthinks the turn a little bit and just decides to not go for the Wide Guard, thinking that you're not going to click Astral Barrage, thinking that you're going to expect the Wide Guard. But Alex making that call correctly. And Jumpluff, showing that even if you miss that Sleep Powder on turn 1, with a little bit of luck that goes your way, that's sometimes all Jumpluff needs. Jumpluff just needs that little bit of fortune to go its way, and it can suddenly just turn into a massive threat. And even the fact that it wasn't able to put anything to sleep, the fact that it just got that Tailwind up and just able to help the pressure on is invaluable to a team like this.
Absolutely, and with a Pokemon like Jumpluff, I often call them shotgun Pokemon, because so much of their pressure isn't even about connecting the move, so much as it is about the move existing, your opponent having to respect it. They sort of create this situation where you say to yourself, well, I could risk the game on the 1/4 chance of them missing, but most players aren't going to be brave enough to do that, and it sort of creates this high-pressure situation.
Yeah, in some situations, you kind of just have to lead 2 Pokemon like Crow did. It's like, okay, these are my best Pokemon that could potentially deal with Jumpluff, or Pokemon that I don't mind being put to sleep while the other one helps deal with Jumpluff. And sometimes you just don't have that matchup. You kind of just have to lead into the team and be like, okay, well, if I get unfortunate with sleep turns here, the game is over. But if my opponent gets unlucky with sleep turns, I can snowball the game back into my favor. So there's a lot of push and pull to this matchup here. Jumpluff is a very high risk and a very high reward Pokemon. So if you're connecting your moves, it's a Pokemon that can absolutely take over a game. But if luck isn't going your way, then it almost becomes dead weight. But in this game, Alex trying to find the most value out of Jumpluff, just taking the L on the Sleep Powder turn and just being like, okay, I'm gonna get my speed control and I'm just gonna try to win the old-fashioned way.
Absolutely, and we've seen. I feel like in Scarlet and Violet, we have seen a huge uptake in how often we see Jumpluff. We're seeing Jumpluff show up here. There was the Jumpluff team that was pretty popular, popularized by Marco Fierro in Regulation H. It is just a Pokemon that is flexible. It can be used for these sort of all-out offensive teams. It can be sort of a Tailwind mode Pokemon. It is deceptively strong.
And still a Pokemon that's finding a lot of good usage in a Miraidon dominated meta. But as we discovered earlier, like this team definitely has tools to patch up that Miraidon matchup, or at least deal with it. I don't know if this team necessarily has a bad matchup in a Miraidon, but it's definitely a lot better with that Weezing being able to turn off its abilities. So just a good blend of Pokemon here for Alex, and I'm interested to see how far a team like this could potentially go, because it seems like it could potentially be a risky choice with, when you're working with Jump Bluff, but sometimes you don't need all the luck to fall into your favor. You just need a couple good things to go your way, and suddenly you're just winning games. You're picking up W's left and right. Crow's team is a bit of an interesting take on the Zamazenta Calyrex Shadow Rider archetype, featuring 2 Ruin Pokemon here with Chi-Yu and Ting-Lu, so you can kind of do like a hybrid, like, okay, I want my Pokemon to be more bulky, or I want to do more damage. So you can bring in Chi-Yu, and Calyrex likes to fire off its attacks, or you can bring in Ting-Lu to slow down the opponent and also make your own Pokemon a lot bulkier here. So I'm curious to see. We didn't get to see Ting-Lu in this matchup. Didn't really do a whole lot here against... Ting-Lu doesn't do a whole lot against Hyper Offense. It kind of just sits on the board and can quickly get overwhelmed, but yeah, it's a very interesting dynamic that this team has, being able to switch between both offense and defense like that.
Yes, absolutely. It sort of takes some inspiration from the classic Chi-Yu plus Terra Ghost CSR styles, as well as the slower style that we saw, I believe it was Sanvi using at NAIC with the Ting-Lu Zamazenta, just to create this like super bulky set. Funnily enough, here I have the Twitch chat open, and Nick Alex commented in there, and he said, "My Jump Love hates me. It's just that Chi-Yu hates the Crow more," which sort of does encapsulate what happened in that game too. Both of these Pokemon are Pokemon where it's sort of, you have to accept that's going to happen sometimes.
Yeah, Jumpluff, it gives and it takes for sure. It's definitely a Pokemon that, if you love your Jumpluff enough, it'll do good things for you. But I mean, yeah, it's only a Pokemon that, yeah, it'll definitely burn you, but it can also do some really good things for you.
Absolutely. It looks like we have another set here. Looks like we have Hecate, who is a popular Japanese player, versus Durang 003. So we're going to get that match for you guys. So we are waiting for round 1 to finish up. To answer the question in chat there by Jaws8 Serial, we are going to be showing 2 matches, and I'm looking for replays if we have time still left in the round, each round. All right, so Eric, what do you think about this matchup? Looks like we're seeing is Asian, who we haven't seen yet on stream.
Yeah, it's a very interesting team here. We have Calyrex Ice Rider with Zacian, which is a combination I don't think I've ever seen before. But just pretty standard core rounding out the rest of the team. I'm assuming that's an Urshifu Rapid Strike with Cornerstone Ogerpon, with Pelipper and Raging Bolt. So some just solid Pokemon surrounding a pretty unorthodox restricted combination. And Hecate's side, we just have probably the most standard version of Calyrex Shadow Rider and Zamazenta, the version that's been taking off a lot recently, with the double fake out with Incineroar and Rillaboom, and also Ogerpon Hearthflame, capitalizing on the quote-unquote grass spam type mode of the team, where you can just kind of spam Grassy Glides and also just have good support with Follow Me, and then Raging Bolt, which is, a Pokemon that's featured on both teams in this matchup. Durang leading off with Urshifu and Pelipper, as Hecate leading off both of their restricted Pokemon, Calyrex and Zamazenta.
And it looks like Durang is going right for that Choice Scarf Urshifu in the rain. Super offensive pressure, willing to take out that Calyrex Shadow Rider right away, and with that Terra Ghost, meaning that both of their Pokemon will resist Zamazenta's Body Press, resist or be immune. So that was a very strong turn 1 from Durang 003, but of course Raging Bolt pressures both of these Pokemon on the field exceptionally well.
Yeah, even though you're able to get the early KO on the Shadow Rider there, Raging Bolt able to come in and be a factor in this matchup is pretty important here. It's still a very good Pokemon that can do a lot of work in this matchup, but now Zacian is going to come in here and going to protect itself, try to, bait out some protects potentially from the opposing side, but Surging Strike's going into the Zamazenta, doing a little bit of damage there, still doing very impressive damage considering all the multipliers on Zamazenta's side to just boost up its defenses there. But Thunderclap just gets the KO there with the boost to the special attack thanks to the booster energy, but Playrough taking out the Raging Bolt as Zamazenta firing off a huge body press into the Zacian here. Now with Incineroar Zamazenta against Raging Bolt and Zacian, I would like to think that Durang probably has this game, but I mean it's still a 2-on-2, so we'll have to see how it goes.
Yeah, in stark contrast to these more positional games we saw in the first game today, this is a exceptionally aggressive battle. Both players just trading damage left and right, but it looks like Durang will be able to take advantage of that early Pokemon lead with that Scarfershi and take game 1.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate side of Terra watering that Zamazenta too early, is that you kind of make yourself food for Raging Bolt in the back. So Durang doing a very good job of positioning their pieces into a point. And also the Zacian having Sacred Sword is a pretty big deal because that just allows you to get that nice amount of damage into Incineroar. Looks to be a bit of a slower Incineroar, maybe a faster Raging Bolt, as the Raging Bolt just able to pick up the knockout with Thunderbolt. And now you're just in that 2v1 situation where Zamazenta not really able to do anything, just gets pinned down by the Zacian and the Raging Bolt. So very well played game here by Durang, just getting a lot of explosive damage early with the Rain and Surging Strikes, and Pelipper just picking up the knockouts super early and just putting themselves in a good position. So we'll have to see how the next game goes.
Absolutely, and it was a little bit of a call for Durang to go for that double water lead with Hecate having the Rillaboom, the Raging Bolt, the Glide, Ogerpon. It is aggressive, and it looks like Hecate will be attempting to adjust with that Ogerpon, but Durang doing the same and bringing the Calyrex Ice Rider, which we did not see in Game 1.
Yeah, pretty big mix-up here for both sides. Durang going with a completely different restricted option here, as Hecate looking to lead off with Calyrex, but still just support it maybe a little bit better with the Ogerpon offering some Follow Me support, as the Astral Barrage doing a ton of damage turn 1, not quite able to get knockouts on either side, but with the chip damage from Dragon Pulse and the Life Orb, able to put itself in range for Calyrex Ice Rider to just knock it out with Glacial Lance. But Calyrex Ice Rider not able to stick around on the field too much to make use of that +1 attack boost, as it just goes down immediately. Raging Bolt unfortunately failing the double protect there, as Surging Strikes gets redirected into the Ogerpon. Gonna pick up the knockout there, but this means Zamazenta gets a beefy hit off this turn.
And again, an extremely aggressive game from both players. There has been at least one Pokemon being taken out every turn. And this time it looks like Hecate may be the one with the better end game here. The Surgical was locked into Surging Strikes. Terra has already been spent. So we are forced into a 2v1 with the Zacian and the Zamazenta. Zamazenta, not a Pokemon you want to be in a 1v1 against if you are a physical attacking Pokemon.
Yeah, with that Terrestrialization on Zamazenta, able to not be weak to the Sacred Sword and able to outlast the Zacian in the end game there. But yeah, very aggressive set from both of these teams. Like, I can understand Durang's team being a little bit more geared towards hyper offense, but Hecate's team, you know, very much emblematic of the balance archetype in this. It's an interesting team that's able to both play in those like slower, grindier games where you're cycling the fake outs and you're trying to get your terrain or intimidate position, or try to get your Calyrex set up. But it's also able to play these games where you can just trade knockouts back and forth, like with Calyrex not even needing to set up like a nasty plot, for example. You can just start firing off Astral Barrages and get some early damage into the opposing side. But Durang leading off with that Calyrex Ice, potentially going back to the drawing board, maybe thinking like, okay, the game 1 game plan or something similar to it probably worked a little bit better, because I don't know how much mileage you can really get out of Calyrex Ice Rider in this matchup when you have that Astral Barrage forcing it, or staring it down turn 1, basically forcing the Terrestrialization and leaving your Urshifu open to like something like an Ogerpon or a Rillaboom or a Raging Bolt in the back. So I expect to see some switch ups probably from both sides going into this game 3.
Absolutely. It seems like Durang may have overpredicted, expecting maybe Raging Bolt and Rillaboom to counteract the double water lead, and it sort of backfire. But in game 3, we're seeing once again a switch up from both players. We're seeing Raging Bolt Zamazenta and actually Durang kept the same lead, and this time the Calyrex Ice Rider looks to be in a much better position, staring down that Raging Bolt. But the Zamazenta makes it less than free.
Yeah, it is and it isn't, because like you're not staring down Astral Barrage, but you are staring down Wide Guard and Terra Electric Thunderbolt, which doesn't get the knockout. Calyrex able to get at least one attack off this turn. It's not enough damage into Zamazenta, does a good chunk into Raging Bolt. So able to get one Glacial Lance there, but not really getting a whole lot of mileage out of that. But now Zacian comes in as Raging Bolt, going to have to deal with these two Pokemon as it takes the Thunderclap, which is no longer resisted. Going to get some big damage off here. Actually gets the KO into the opposing Raging Bolt. So Durank finally getting a KO of their own. But now with this Calyrex Shadow Rider in here, it's in a position to do a lot of damage.
Absolutely. And looks like the Humanoid did go into the Protect, and if this Body Press is going into Station, which it is, both of these Pokemon are in range of Astral Barrage.
Yeah, that extra amount of chip damage is basically all this Calyrex Shadow Rider needed. Like, yeah, you can get your Thunderclaps in, but unfortunately Raging Bolt not able to take this Astral Barrage without an item like an Assault Vest. So now Calyrex gets boosted. It outspeeds everything, but now Pelipper comes in, so you do have a defensive option here if you're Durank to get rid of the, to stop the Astral Barrage as, Psychic, even resisted at +1, Life Orb boosted, able to just take out 40% of Zacian's HP. And with that, Hecate going to be able to take the set there, perfectly positioning their Calyrex for the end game.
Yeah, absolutely. It seems like, again, Durank sort of leaned a little heavily on the more slow Pokemon like Calyrex Ice Rider, and given the aggressive way both players were playing with damage trading back and forth, moving first is such a powerful thing when you're playing that style of game plan, and nothing's faster than Calyrex Shadow Rider on either of these teams, except that Scarf Urshifu, which is hard to bring when you see Hecate is committed to that Raging Bolt.
Yeah, it was kind of fun to see in Game 3, like the dueling Raging Bolts, one being Terra Electric, one being Terra Fairy, but still having very similar game plans in mind, just trying to get just big hits off early and try to put things in maybe Thunderclap range to try and get those KOs. But there was a plan I think Durank had with the Calyrex Ice Rider. Unfortunately, it never really came to fruition because of how pressured it was in this matchup. I think if either restricted leads in that case in front of Calyrex Ice Rider, it's gonna be forced into doing something defensive. Like if it leads, we saw in Game 2, if it leads into the opposing Calyrex, it's gonna have to basically burn its Terrestrialization turn 1 to avoid getting one shot by Astral Barrage. But in Game 2, when you're facing down Zamazenta and Raging Bolt has an offensive Terra, and with that double up, we saw just how much damage it took that turn 1. And even if it was able to get a Glacial Lance off, that's basically all it was able to do. So there was no Trick Room going up. So I'm curious to see, well, I guess we'll never know now, but I'm curious to know what exactly the Calyrex Ice game plan was there. But unfortunately, not really able to do much in this set because this combination of Pokemon is very, very oppressive to Calyrex Ice Rider, and you get that Shadow Rider in good position in the end game without an Urshifu to potentially threaten the Surging Strikes. It could just clean up the game as it did here.
Absolutely. And we have seen a lot of these sort of Calyrex Ice Rider teams start to rely on Pokemon, like this Choice Scarf Urshifu, or like this Choice Scarf Miraidon we were talking about earlier, like Landorus, specifically to try to round out its matchup into these sort of CSR Zamazenta teams. And without those tools here, Durank was sort of forced to play this aggressive game.
Yeah, it very much became a trading situation. Basically every single game. It's just basically which side could get the advantage on taking as many knockouts as possible, and it's just hard to do with a Pokemon like Calyrex Shadow, where it's just able to be the fastest thing on the field, and if you don't have something like Urshifu to sort of challenge it in its speed tier, then it can just go wild. Like even with those resisted hits, like a chipped Zacian still not able to take a Psychic at +1, and with the Life Orb boost, like it just shows how strong Calyrex Shadow Rider is in the right position. And even with something like Wide Guard, like there is no mitigating Calyrex Shadow's damage sometimes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a very tricky set because I think Hecate recognized how potent the Urshifu was in Game 1, and I think the adjustment to being more of a Raging Bolt focused game plan was a smart decision. And I think Durank also leading on Raging Bolt was also a pretty good choice, despite them having to sort of go at each other in the first couple rounds, just to kind of see which Raging Bolt will be left standing after the end of the scuffle. Very good Pokemon in both matchups because it kind of stifles the grass spam type game plan, and also you kind of put yourself in good positions to get chip damage and put things in Thunderclap range and also threaten the Terra Water Zamazenta. But also the Raging Bolt working out really well for Hecate there, just, threatening the potential Urshifu, getting some really good damage off on the slower Calyrex Ice Rider, dealing with the opposing Raging Bolt even, and the amount of chip damage that it was able to spread just made it so Calyrex was able to just clean up the game there.
Yeah, nothing is scarier than having your Pokemon at anywhere between 40 and 60% as Life Orb Shadow Rider comes in. Now, how are you feeling about Zacian in general? I know this is a Pokemon that obviously last generation was extremely powerful. For a smattering of reasons, it became much weaker, but we do still see some players leaning on this Pokemon, often with Kyogre. Do you think it is something we'll see more of this weekend, more of coming into the Pokemon World Championships? How do you feel about the Sword Dog?
I think, as far as Zacian goes, it is a underexplored restricted Pokemon. I still think there is a lot of value to it. Like, its typing is incredible, its stats and speed, it's faster than something like Miraidon, for example. So it's a Pokemon that Miraidon is normally very scared of. The problem is that, Intrepid Sword isn't what it used to be, and it very much can get kind of Intimidate cycled by Incineroar, so that makes it a little bit harder to use in some situations, maybe having to rely on a move like Swords Dance to get its attack stat back up. And then you also have to rely on accuracy with Play Rough, and, Steel coverage is nice and all, but I think this format, lacks a lot of targets for it. I think there's a lot of resistances to Steel type moves, and there's just not a lot of Fairy types to really capitalize on the existence of something like Behemoth Blade. But I mean, an unchecked Zacian, like against a team that doesn't have a lot of Intimidate or a lot of ways to mitigate its damage, it can do a lot of work. I still think there is a lot of potential for Pokemon like Zacian. I think it's definitely very underexplored, and I think a team like Duranx was, where trying to go out of the common Zacian Kyogre archetype is a good path for Zacian potentially finding a niche for the world. Maybe trying to bring it out of its comfort zone a little bit, and maybe just trying to use it as a restricted that can pair well with something else that's pretty good into the rest of the field. So it's definitely a Pokemon that's very hit or miss, no pun intended, but it's a Pokemon that still has a lot of potential.
Absolutely, and to the point that you mentioned about the Pokemon being underexplored, we can see here, based on even just looking at how many different types of Terras we have here on these Zacians ready for this tournament, that people are not. There's no consensus, it seems, on how to run this Pokemon. Dark. Like, there are so many different ways people are trying to run this dog.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is like Zacian can do a lot. It can, I mean, its general moveset can be very very linear. Like, obviously you want your Behemoth Blaze, you want your Play Roughs, but that third move slot can be a lot of different things. It can be like Terra Blast, it can be Swords Dance, it can be Sacred Sword, it can just be a general like coverage option. But yeah, also a lot of different Terra types it can work with. Terra Fairy is not only a good just general defensive Terra typing, but it's also a good offensive Terra typing in this case. And those Play Roughs, if Zacian still has its boost, those Play Roughs, can do a lot of damage if left unchecked. Also have some really good defensive Terras. They can use Terra Water, even Terra Stellar for offense, Terra Ground if you want to try to use Terra Blast. Like, there's a lot of stuff Zacian can do, and it's definitely a Pokemon that can fit in a lot of unexpected places. So yeah, I think it's a restricted Pokemon that's definitely a little bit underexplored, a little bit underutilized, but definitely a Pokemon that can make some waves at the World Championships if used properly. But I think we're going to cut to a quick break right now, guys, as we wait for round 2. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with some more action from the Smogon VGC Tournament.
I'm gonna let you guys chill on with this. Let me just move it. And with the music. Here you go, guys. Alright guys, it's getting slightly long for some reason. They're taking, they said a fast pause. A quick pause. That's not quick, in my opinion. Oh god. Oh god. Oh my god. Let's see how chat is doing. How are you guys going? Let's put some music of our own, right?
Stop taking meeting notes and let ClickUp AI.
Stop taking note. No, no, I don't want to be sponsored by
Note
AI
taker,
note taker. Thank you. Go lower the sound for you guys and let's bump it. Bum, bum, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ba, 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 ba. Let's do this. I'm down for round 2. Might be just too loud on your part. Alright, you guys, there's a vote. Don't forget to vote. Do you think we're gonna win or not? I want to see how many doubters are in chat and how many hopers, not hopers, but you know what I mean. People that actually think we're gonna make it. I want to see what you guys think about my team. I've exposed it in the beginning of the stream. I can still expose it if you guys want. It's right there. Do you guys think we're gonna win with this team? I think we're going to. I really think we're going to win. This is a counter squad, guys. It's got its issues, but I think I've optimized it pretty well. It is right there. Not gonna show them for too long. But do you guys think we're going to win? It's really important. Oh my god, it's my first ever tournament, guys. I've never done this before, ever. And really, what I'm seeing here is it's a lot of, you know, babbling and a lot of people that just are not here, you know, that they don't show up. That's it. And I'm trying to win this. If I do, I'm going to be really proud. And then if you guys don't know, there's actually money on the line. There's a bit of money on the line. $400, which is a bit of money, you know. I don't know if it's American or Canadian, but there's money on the line. And there's also I can get a custom avatar, which I think is really cool. What is it other than that? I'm going to go check. Really, I really want to win this tournament because it would be like a big pierce for me in the competitive scene. And you get a unique Smogon forum banner. And I really think I can win this, guys. And if I do, I'm going to actually expose my journey in a video. Even if I don't win, I'm going to expose what I did in the video, because I think more people will see it than just going live, right? Because when I go live, there's not many people, and there's not many people like interacting. So but with videos, you know, there's way more people just coming and interacting in the comments, watching my videos. While with lives, you guys just come in and come out. Sometimes you don't even interact with the live, which is okay, you know. You can do whatever you want. I have no problem with that. It's just that with videos, you guys will, there's more people that's gonna see it, right? And it's better made. It's better made than just going live like that and doing whatever, you know. But I'm really, really happy to participate in this event, and I'm really hoping that we win this event. I'm going to probably stream the next 2 matches, the next 2 rounds, if able, and then we'll see for the other like 5 rounds. For the other 5 rounds, I'm going to film them and put them into a video for you guys. Hopefully we win, right? That's what we want to see. It's a lot of pressure, honestly. But if I start with a win like I did, just a free win, honestly, I think it's going to help us climb higher, because that's one less win to be pressured of. We can lose 2 matches, right? So ideally we win this next one, which, let's not jinx it, right? We're just going to play 1 match at a time, but ideally we don't lose the next one. A spot I would like to be is like about 3 or 4 matches in and I've got no losses. If I'm 3 or 4 matches in with no losses, I think I can do this. If I'm 3 matches in with no losses, I think I can do this. Let's change topic. Well, will we? How are you guys doing, right? Do you enjoy life right now? Do you enjoy just watching stuff? Summer is out right now. In Quebec over here we're getting really weird weather, right? Normally in Quebec we have weather that's like no rain much in summer. We have normal weather about 20 to 30 degrees. We got like, it's not normal, right? It's not normal. We're getting weather that's like Florida weather, like rains. We're getting 40 degrees. We're getting rain every week, like about 2 or 3 days, and every time it's like intense rain. People panic because we're kind of beating records. Beforehand, like, we never had that much water. And talk to me, bro. You're gonna be surprised. Like in the US, probably you don't have that many. It's probably different, you know. But in here, you have no idea how bad it is. Like, I got submerged. I don't know how to say it. I got flooded in my house, from the sewers being too full and like going back into my pipes of my house, and we actually had to clean up all that like sewer shit coming out. It was disgusting. We did that like for a while, and it was really annoying. The weather here is like not good at all. It's no good. We've never had that, so we're not prepared to like be flooded, because in Quebec, like, we have loads of snow. We don't have loads of snow anymore because of the climate change, but before we had like what two like, there's some winters that we had like 2 whole meters of snow everywhere. Like, it was crazy. It was crazy how much snow we had, right? So we're not prepared to be flooded by rain. Normally we have normal rain and just like everything's fine, right? But the more we progress in every summer, the more we see that because of climate change, Quebec is not gonna stay like that for a long time, right? Plus, in Quebec, we have issues with you guys in US. I don't mean the people in the US, like the actual people, but the Canada's got kind of like problems with the US, right? So we're trying to. We don't want to be your 54th state or something like that, because it's a big problem for the Quebec, right? Because we're French. And the rest of the Canada is already like, we don't have good communication with these guys. Let's just say we haven't even signed the Constitution of Canada because we have issues with the English people in the Canada. So if you guys like actually take us in, that would be even worse, because like Quebec would get discriminated by US and English. We already wanted, I don't know if you guys knew that, but Quebec already tried to get its independence and become a country more than once. Yes, we tried 2 times to get our independence because we were kind of mad being with Canada. It's like France, you know. We want to be more with France, which is our Europe equivalent, than being with the actual Canada. Plus, if you guys didn't know, everything that comes from Canada comes from Quebec, right? There's nothing. You know, poutine, stuff like that. That's all from Quebec. That's all from Quebec. There's nothing that comes from Canada that doesn't come from Quebec. Everything that's iconic comes from Quebec. We're kind of carrying the culture part of this. Participant information. So yeah, we're kind of carrying the actual Canada, and I don't think Quebec people, like, they pretty much. You've never seen an actual Quebec person. Like, you've never seen those people. I'm telling you, if you see us talking and you know how to talk French, you're gonna panic, because we're so violent. We take church stuff and we make it into insults, into bad words, you know? You know how you guys have like the basic insults, like the F word or the B word. You have these kinds of words, and if you say it's like, oh my god, he said the F word and stuff, don't come to Canada, you're gonna panic. Bro, we spam these kinds of words. We never ever stop just saying, oh taban, oh god. We have so many bad words, you have no idea. some people are even inventing bad words out of these things. Like Canada, it's something. We're really impulsive. You know, you guys have the image of like the average American has like 10,000 guns in his in his what is it? He has 10,000 guns, you know, and he just walks. If someone walks on his lawn, he's just going to shoot, right? That's the basic average image of an American, at least for us. And us, like, you have no idea like what the average image probably is for a Quebec people. It's probably just a guy with a jacket of like wood people that cut wood, and like just he's there and just he's just shouting bad words. That's pretty much us, honestly, and it's factual. Many Quebec people have impulsive issues. I have many friends with impulsive issues. I had impulsive issues before. I've got them more under control now. But it's factual. People from Quebec, they have a lot of issues with their anger. They have big anger problems. But, surprisingly, they don't commit as much crime as you think, even with these anger problems. I think a big problem here is mostly violence towards your companion, your partner, because we can't control ourselves, you know. When something bad happens, when our partner does something bad to us, we can't control ourselves, right? I talk for, when I say we, I talk for the Quebec people, but actually, like, it's not everyone. There's some people, I think, personally, I don't think I would ever do that. And it's kind of getting under control with the next generation, which in Quebec, we're starting to see the after effects of you guys, because you guys probably have, like, already, you've probably had for a long time these LGBTQ and stuff like that coming to your country, but here in Quebec, it's like we have a lot of gay and like stuff like that. We have a lot of these people, these newer people in Montreal, in like the big metropole, the big, where everyone is, right? But in campaign, like they still racist, right? I can prove you, okay? My grandparents, they live there. And I'm telling you, it's crazy what they say. Like, the other day, they tell me, like, oh, we went to the Tim Hortons, which is a restaurant, a Canadian restaurant, which probably you guys don't have. We went to the Tim Hortons, and, like, the whole people, everyone that was talking, everyone that was working there, they were all black, bro. I didn't understand why they were black. There's no more white people working and stuff like that. I was like, yo, chill. But it's true, in campaign, it's still like that. There's still a lot of racism because they've never experienced that kind of immigrant shit. Like, they've been living in a white-only environment for all their lives, pretty much. And now there's people overflowing from the actual capital into their country, and now they're kind of, like, racist. Quebec is something, right? I think it's important to learn about other countries and their problems. And I've seen a lot of things happen in the world, and I can tell you one thing: we need change, right? We need loads of change, because humans cannot withstand one singular system for a long time, right? At a certain point, they get bored of the system and they just either mess it up or they stop, right? Proof is the current system, the ONU. I don't know how you guys say it in English, but the international organization that takes care of peace, right? In English, I don't know what it is. The United Nations, I think that is. The United Nations right now, they're currently like not working well, you know, because everyone in the world has separate views, and now we're separated and we're not united, which doesn't help, you know. So we need change in that kind of stuff. Every once in a while, what we should do is just change this this system we've made, so that people that had issues with that system actually see the light for a while, at least, until they go back to like, oh, there's issues in this system, blah blah blah, all that speech. If they go back to that, then we switch. I think that's how we should work to, you know, keep the actual world in a stable position, right? Because right now we're just shifting from one extreme to the other, right? The extreme we had before was like everyone does whatever he wants, every country does whatever they want. But now it's more like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't do that. But people are still doing it, right? So no one likes no one in the world. No country likes no country. Everyone sees the negative. Everyone, like, basically, you guys in Canada you guys in the US probably don't like us, or not like us, but like, there's probably some people in the US that don't like Canada people, and I'm fine with that. There's so many people, you can't be with everyone. Like, you can't give everyone what they want, right? Can't be everyone's dream. Can't meet everyone's expectations. But we're so separated, so independent right now that it's the inverse of before, right? And I'm seeing a lot of this kind of stuff. Humans tend to shift towards the extreme when it gives us the advantage, you know? For example, I mean, just take the 18,000s, when men just, you know, did anything with women, because it gave them an advantage, right? And it was unfair for women. But now it's kind of shifting towards the other side, right? Because the women are advantaged by this system. They're kind of shifting towards the other end of the balance, and now we're seeing problems with men that are getting bullied online because they're cis white, and like, women don't do anything wrong. I'm thinking that balance really, it's something like, we're getting problems all around the world linked to that kind of stuff, and we should really take care of that balance and try to change once in a while, change the system, just so that people don't shift towards a side that we don't want them to shift to. So that's what I think we should do to keep equality between every country, between every sex, between every people, right? We should change once in a while to keep everyone fresh, everyone excited about the actual system. Because I get the United Nations worked. They worked for about, what, 100 years, right? No, not 100 years. 80 years, about 80 years, yeah. Which is really good for a system, and I think if a system worked 80 years, then it has done its job, right? So let's switch it. It's like, take it like when you buy a computer, after a certain amount of time using that computer, it gets, you know, it doesn't work anymore. So you need to change that computer if you want to use it, actually, you know, do something with your computer, because it's not going to do the work. Take it like that. Your United Nations have worked 80 years and now they're getting old and they're not working as much as they did before. So maybe it's close to time to, you know, switch that computer, switch that United Nations for something different, something that will take in account every difficulty we have in the world right now, and not advantage certain countries that already have a lot of power, such as China or Russia, and that are trying to attack small countries close to them. I think we need to make a switch in that. It's really important to take care of our balance in the world, and that's something that's pretty important. Let's get back to Pokemon, shall we? After that political talk. You guys didn't come for a political lesson. We don't have round 2 yet, and the actual pause is not a quick pause. Let me talk about that, okay? When you say you get a quick pause, right? You go do a quick pause. It's what? 15, 20 minutes? At max. That's the biggest I will accept. But they say, we're gonna do a quick pause before round 2. And what happens? They leave for 30 straight minutes. And they're not even there, right? They're not even there right now. So, it feels like we're never gonna experience round 2, guys. We're never gonna end this tournament, right? Hopefully you guys stick around, because I really want to do these rounds on live. It's getting long. We didn't play any match. So far, we won 1 match because the guy just didn't show up, right? That's it, like, come on, please. It's been so long since the first round. The first one was at 9:20 o'clock. We're 10:44, bruh. It's been 1 hour and like 15 minutes since the last round. Please, guys, end your rounds. Finish playing, bruh. It's crazy. How can you have not like finished your round? You should show up at 9. I'm guessing what happened is, like, we're getting matched with people, right? So what happens is one people is here and the other is not here. What happens in that case? Well, at the hour, so 9, if the people is not here and the guy's here, they wait 10 minutes, the guy doesn't show up, disqualify, right? Like me, like what happened for me. But there's certain people that just don't show up. So what happens is, like, maybe 2 people show up, okay? They fight, it's done. But some people, both people that were matched together, don't even show up. Which means they don't do the match until one people shows up. So if that people show up at 10:45 and they're like, oh, it's round 1, I'm going to go see my opponent, I'm probably disqualified, and they're not disqualified because their opponent is not here neither. They're going to wait for him, and then 10 minutes passes, and then if the opponent's not here, they disqualify. But still, bruh, it's been 1 hour since the beginning of the tournament. please, come on, play. It's crazy. I'm really excited for this tournament, honestly. I'm thinking we do a match. Okay, guys. I'm going to do a match because I think like no one's gonna show up like anyways. Round 2 isn't a long time and I have much time to actually do this. Let me show you guys my team, right? Oh god. Okay. This is an I open team sheets. What the heck? So basically, we're against a Sun team right now. He's playing Koraidon and Zamazenta, which is a weird pair. Just like me, honestly, so I'm not gonna say anything. But he's playing a Sun team, right? So we want to take advantage of Blaziken, because Blaziken in Sun has access to more DPS using Blaze Kick. So we're gonna take advantage of that. Try to KO, snag a quick KO on Lilligant if he puts that up first. I'm guessing it's Hitmontop first because Intimidate. And we're gonna play Lugia and Zacian because he has a lot of fighting types. So it's Lilligant, Koraidon, which honestly, good start for me. We get the attack drop on Lilligant. I am guessing he's going to go for a fighting type move into Crocodile. So what I'm going to do is Blaze Kick the Lilligant and protect Crocodile, because I'm guessing it's Collision Course into him, and then whatever Spore something into Blaziken or into Crocodile. I don't know. He's going to go for something, right? With this Lilligant. I don't know why. I've never seen this Pokemon in strategy right now. I've never matched up against this thing. We'll see. Sleep Powder, yeah, that's what I was expecting. So Collision Course into Crocodile. I'm guessing. This is not a great start, right? But what I'm thinking is he's going to... I'm Sash on this thing, so I cannot get one-shotted. I'm thinking we Terra Poison and knock off the Clear Amulet, right? Because if we want to be able to lower stats, we need the Clear Amulet to be gone, so... Oh, Anchor, that's not good. And I didn't wake up. Okay, terrible start, guys. Terrible start. Hopefully I protect, because this is not a great start, right? I'm thinking we protect and we try to get it done with. So he switches into Hitmontop. I get the Protect up, nice. So Koraidon's going to go into Blaziken probably. But I'm anchored into Crocodile, which is not good. So let's actually... Oh, he's going to Fake Out, right? He's using Dragon Claw, so what I'm thinking is we switch into Zacian, which is Fairy type, which means he's immune to Dragon. And we wait for Anchor to... like get down. So I'm guessing, oh shit, that's bad. Fake out into him, please. Okay, we're good. If it was Flare Blitz into Zacian, I just straight up lose, but we're good for that. So I'm going to go Lugia, right? And I'm going to... that's pretty hard. I think I'm going to crunch Koraidon to try to knock him down. I think I want to kill Koraidon here. Hopefully his last move is not Protect. And he doesn't have Protect. If he doesn't have Protect, I'm okay. I'm in a good position. How's this Smogon?
After the rounds get close to finishing up.
The rounds might be out, guys.
In the first round, got a good taste of what the metagame is looking like. Got a good
the round 2 is out, guys.
So
So I'm going to give
yeah,
up on
we're gonna
this
see some more
game.
Calyrex Ice Rider here.
I don't need it.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what's.
The round 2 are out, so I am against.
Absolutely, this will be an exciting one.
I am against Real
Our
Boohoo.
matches set up now.
So let me find a user. Real Boohoo.
Absolutely, and we do apologize for the delay between round 1 and 2, folks. You know, with an event this large, we are essentially running a regional here. So hopefully the growing pains are out of the way.
So I'm going to challenge
and we will
him.
be able to get into some fun matches.
Best of
We
3.
have a list of
And
these pairings here for round number 2. A lot of
I don't know
big
what
names,
is
a lot of
he's
recognizable
doing
names
right
in
now,
here.
but I think he's doing
Just,
something.
little
So let's go
scroll
check
through
what he's
here.
doing.
A lot
I'm
of
going
it-
to
a lot of
lower
names
the
stick
sound
out
of
to
the
me.
stream.
And
Alright. Really Boohoo. Oh, he accepted. Guys, first match of the tournament. First tournament match. You guys ready? Because I am. So let's lower this this sound. Alright, first off, what are we going to play against? This is a classic Spectre Zamazenta team. So I'm thinking we try the Blaziken Crocodile lead with Zacian and Lugia. Actually, no, let's lead Lugia Crocodile to be safe. We play Porygon so we can counter Calyrex Shadow. Actually, Porygon is normal type. So what that allows me to do is come in into an Astral Barrage and not take any damage, and I'm gonna bring Zacian. So we got Calyrex and Zamazenta as a lead. I'm expecting, what am I expecting here? Probably body press into Crocodile. What I'm going to try to do is Tailwind and Terra Poison, because I don't think Lugia is going to die here to whatever he's going to do. Actually, it's dangerous. It's really dangerous to do that. I think I'm going to Tailwind and Protect, right? So I get the speed advantage, and I don't think Lugia dies to anything, even Astral Barrage, because of multi-scale, right? Yep. Body press taken. We put the Tailwind up, and now I have the speed advantage, which is neat. I think what I'm gonna do is let Crocodile go down. Does he have Protect? He does have Protect. So maybe it's not the best play, right? What I should do is Terra Poison just in case, right? Should have doubled Calyrex. That was not a good Terra. It's okay. I'm still in a good position, right? Because I have Tailwind. So I'm guessing we. He's going to protect Calyrex, I think. So let's double Zamazenta. Oh, switch. Nice switch. We get the... Oh, it does no damage, bro. This thing is so... It's so bulky. Behemoth Bash does nothing, right? So we're still in a good position. He has Fake Out. I'm guessing it's Fake Out into... What is it going to be into? That's the question. Oh, that's stressful. I think it's into Lugia to try to snag the kill, so I'm going to try to... So Fake Out into this. That's what I'm predicting. Please. Oh, it's Flare Blitz. I'm dead. Oh, I survive? That's huge. That's huge. Let me think here. I'm gonna protect. Behemoth Bash, that was the right call. I'm probably going to lose Lugia, right? Yep. But I'm okay with that since I get to put Porygon on the field. And I think I'm cooked. Okay, so the speed order, what is it, right? It's Zamazenta, then... So what we want to do here is probably Shadow Ball... No, Icy Wind and play rough this thing. I'm dead. Oh, nice, okay. Oh, the miss. That's not good. I'm losing right there, right? I'm not in a good position, right? I think we just lose, right, straight. I need to preserve Zacian. So I'm going to... Thing is, I die, right? I just die. The goal would be to get rid of Zamazenta. It's done, but like I lose afterwards, right? Because I lose Zacian. So I'm just cooked. Well, actually, maybe not. It's coping, but Porygon 2 might be able to do this. Protect, U-turn. What do I get Icy Wind into? Oh, nice, nice. Into Raging Bolt. That's gonna do tons of damage. Well, 33. But at least he's less fast. I don't think Psychic kills. It does. Anchor. But I was gonna do that. He Terra'd. So Thunderbolt kills. Unfortunate round one. Let's let me recenter maybe quick. All right. Last time he led with Calyrex, so I'm thinking we lead Porygon and Lugia. And we go Zacian in the back. And Crocodile. Okay. We got the lead right. This is not a good matchup, right? In any case, it's not a good matchup. Because of Zamazenta. Zamazenta is a big problem to my team. A huge problem because I have loads of physical offensive mons. Hopefully he's not protecting Calyrex. If he doesn't protect Calyrex, then I think I might be in a good spot. I might be. He's not protecting Calyrex. It's not gonna kill. We already know. Behemoth Batch is not gonna kill either. We get Tailwind up. We get the Shadow Ball. That's a good turn. It's a good turn. Because now I'm faster with Lugia. So I can kill Calyrex. But I think he's going to protect, right? So the safest bet is if he doesn't protect, then I kill with Shadow Ball. And Terra. Okay. The good play is Aeroblast into Zamazenta to get some damage. And we do Terra Ghost. Oh, actually. We do Shadow Ball. Okay. He switches into Incineroar. That's not good. It's not good because I'm going to take, yeah, Body Press. He's dealing with my team pretty well. I think he's going to... I have to get some damage on that Zamazenta, right? That's the thing. I think I'm going to switch... What is he going to do? Is it Fake Out into Lugia? I think it's Fake Out into Lugia. So I'm going to... Terra Ghost, Shadow Ball, Zamazenta. And Intimidate comes off. It's Behemoth Bash. He went with a safe bet. Well played. That was a good predict. I think he's going to protect Zamazenta. So I'm going to Earthquake. Hope he doesn't protect. If he doesn't protect, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt on a second. Oh my god. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. That's a nice turn. Now I think we can win from this. Using Lugia. Because now, what's the speed order? I'm thinking. I don't know if we kill Zamazenta from here. Oh, he switches. That's not good. Thunderclap on Zacian. That's not good either. I shouldn't have protected. I'm not gonna protect actually. I think he's playing really well so far. I think he's going to fake out something. He's probably going to fake out Lugia and try to kill it. So what I'm going to do is Tailwind and take the fake out, doesn't matter, and try to kill Raging Bolt. He fake outed Zacian and now we're dead. This is a tough matchup. Yeah, Thunderclap just kills. Oh, dang it. Dang it. Flip. Ugh. Dang it, that's such a stupid loss to get. I'm feeling stupid right now. Let's get some practice in, guys. Cause this is not gonna work right for the rest of the tournament. I've been playing like really good against online foes. And that was not good. That was not a good game. But still, it was a tough matchup, right? So I'm still happy of how well I've done against this tough matchup. Let's start timer. So this is a better matchup against me, right? I lead Zacian and Crook, and with Porygon and Milotic probably in the back. This is a better matchup for me since I've kind of designed my team to counter it. I really have a big problem with Zamazenta. I should have played Blaziken, right? I don't know why I didn't bring it. I'm gonna scout the stream to see if they watch our replay. So I am 1-1, which is not good, right? It's not good. We're gonna make this, guys. I'm gonna take a pause later, recenter myself, and we're gonna make it through, right? Together. You guys still not voting though on the stream.
In and of itself, it doesn't.
So you see, that's why what I'm telling you, that's a good lead for me, because now he's choice specs. There's probably a fake out coming out into. Okay, What I'm expecting here, what I've seen a lot of foes do is that they're afraid of Crocodile. So they tear Miraidon to Fairy and they do Dazzling Gleam. So what I'm expecting is that I'm going to protect. He switches, which is still good for me. Fake out into Crocodile. I knew it. It was afraid of Crocodile. So this thing is Life Orb and it's less fast than my Zacian. So, and it has Protect though. So what I'm expecting here is probably for him to Protect. If he doesn't Protect, I'm gonna cover the Protect by going Knockoff into Landorus. Okay, he does Protect. I get the player off into Instant, which does good damage. U-turn comes off, and what is coming in, right? That's the question. Calyrex Ice. So now, I think I have a pretty safe turn in the sense that I just Behemoth Blade this thing to kill it. Because I'm faster than it. And if he protects, then Landorus goes down, right? That's not good though. Oh, Landorus doesn't even go down. This is not a good turn. This is a terrible turn. Terrible turn. So now we get Porygon 2 in. Which is why I brought Porygon 2. Because now, you see, with the Trick Room, Porygon 2 is faster than Landorus. He will be able to get a Shadow Ball into it. And let's protect Crocodile. So that he doesn't die. Landorus goes down. Easy kill for us. Now, hope it's probably Instant coming back in. Yep. Which is not ideal. And let's switch into Milotic to survive the potential Glacial Lance. Yep. Recover gets us back some health. I don't know. I don't know if it's slow Instant or if it's fast Instant, which is the big problem. Let's do Life Dew to heal up our Milotic. It's fast Instant. So we're actually in good shape, right? Let's Muddy Water this Instant. I'm sacking Crocodile here. The accuracy boost, nice. The accuracy debuff, I mean. So now the speed order is Instant first, because it's fast Instant. So I'm expecting, what am I expecting here? U-turn probably. So let's Icy Wind, just in case. And let's Life Dew. Oh. Crap, he missed. That was not part of the plan. Okay, we're fine. That miss on Calyrex was huge because it would have lowered his speed. Yeesh. This is not good though, because now I have nothing to hit Miraidon. So yep, Milotic is dead. We just straight lose this. Oh my god. I need to lock in, guys. Alright. Let me think here. So I think I'm leading Crocodile, Lugia, and Zacian in the back for sure. With Porygon. I think it was a mistake bringing Milotic to this matchup, since Miraidon heavily counters Milotic, right? So I don't need to bring it. I just need to bring something else. So let's wait for him to actually do something? Miraidon's up. Grimmsnarl. So this is an okay lead, right? It's an okay lead. What I'm expecting here is what, Dazzling Gleam. So actually we Tailwind. Yep, Dazzling Gleam, as I said. Thunderwave. I'm tanking this like a chief. Nice Tailwind we get off. And what I'm thinking here is we shut off Grimmsnarl and we switch to Zacian. Because that's our best matchup against Miraidon currently. So I'm going to Terra to not die from Dazzling Gleam. Hopefully he doesn't switch. That would be better. Okay, it's shut off. We take those. Now he can only click Spirit Break, right? Which it doesn't do anything against me. I'm going to switch out Crocodile for Lugia and kill Miraidon with the Behemoth Blade. He switches into Landorus. I'm okay with that. It's free damage. Spirit Drake does nothing. Now, what's the speed order? I need to kill Landorus and hit this guy. Actually, I'm not gonna hit him. I'm gonna Calm Mind and kill this Landorus. He protected. It doesn't matter. This guy cannot do anything right now. So it's just stalling my Tailwind. It's still the same speed order, right? So I just Tailwind and then like crunch. It doesn't kill. Are you kidding me? Oh, Taunt. I forgot about Taunt. Let's kill Landorus, right? We need this thing gone. So Landorus is pretty much gone, except if he protects. If he doesn't protect, oh flip! I forgot about Prankster. I need Landorus gone. Oh, I messed up. Oh, it's so damn frustrating. Why do you protect? Come on. Oh, this is bad. If I'm doing like that against random foes, I don't know how I'm gonna do in the tournament.
Calyrex is, barring a critical hit, probably not in KO range of the Ogerpon this turn, so if Ogerpon decides to go for Volcarona, which it more than likely is going to go for, seeing that it is the biggest threat on the field, you leave Calyrex completely unchecked, and
oh god,
plus
I'm lagging.
You fake out pressure, and then if you have Zamazenta still on the field, it goes down to Flare Blitz under Trick Room, and then if you have Calyrex, if you don't have it on the field, then you just have Glacial Lance into 2 Pokemon.
I'm going to...
So I really liked the play there from Maddie's end, to just guarantee a win con with whatever Pokemon you decide to go
I'm going
for.
to try to KO Calyrex.
Absolutely.
I don't think it's going to work.
We've been seeing Calyrex run less and less. Maddie here is sort of demonstrating how powerful that ice and ground coverage can still be.
Ah, it's not going to work. Forget about it. I have a special attack debuff.
What's wrong with the classics? The clear amulet set
Oh
can still
god.
work here, especially as
It's not going well.
Usage stats, so
Let's
probably
switch
going to
into
be,
Crocodile.
respecting Intimidate a little bit more going into the World Championships. I know we kind of fiddled around with some different items. We have
And let's try to will down Calyrex.
Offensive Calyrex with just ice.
I'm sitting in the bed, bro.
Still able to do a lot of work in these situations, especially when you need its type coverage to close up games like this. And I think teams like
Let's
Maddie's,
just
I think,
double
are
Calyrex.
definitely an archetype and a take
Boom.
the Calyrex Shadow or the Calyrex Ice Rider.
Leftovers knocked.
Look out for going into the World Championships.
Absolutely. These style of teams.
Nice Pedef drop.
Or Amoonguss, style of Calyrex Ice Rider
Now I
teams
can
allow
actually
the,
tailwind,
allow the pilot to just play such good
and
positional Pokemon.
I
that
think I'm going to
it sort of lets your
recover.
skill.
I'm really
It's a very
lagging.
skill-expressive team, and with a player like Maddie,
Oh, I
that is
lose.
exactly the kind of thing
I
you want
just
to be
lose,
doing.
right?
You want your pieces to let you prove just how good a Pokemon you are.
Oh my god, what am I doing? Alright, let's... I need to recenter, guys, so I'm going to pause the stream until the next round. Gonna go do something random. So, you guys come back in what? 10 minutes. Come back in 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, I'll be there. Yeah. Je vais faire le troisième round, puis après ça, je vais arrêter mon live. Je vais m'organiser, mon homme. Ouais, je sais. Ouais.
Please spend more time lakeside at
Alright, everyone. I had not closed my mic, but I am back. Alright. This time, let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Let's re-roll. I'm ready. Let's go. Alright. Lugia Crocodile. Actually, let's play Blaziken more. Let's play Blaziken more. Blaziken, and let's put Crocodile next to it with Zacian and Porygon in the back. This is a Miraidon Koraidon team, which I had some trouble in practice, but I think I'm gonna be able to defeat it pretty easily. So far they have not, on the mainstream, they have not looked at our actual replay, but maybe later they will. So this Miraidon is Snarl and not Dazzling Gleam. So I am expecting a Volt Switch into Blaziken because it's not a good matchup. And this thing, Clefairy is not gonna do much either. He's probably gonna do like Follow Me. So I'm just going to Earthquake. Yep, Follow Me. Draco Meteor. Oh, that was not what I was expecting. That was not a good turn. It's okay. We can still make it. Right, because I think he's Choice Scarf, right? So he's faster than Zacian. He's probably going to Draco into Blaziken, so what I'm gonna do is Swords Dance and Behemoth Blade Clefairy. Yep, expected, but it does not kill, since I have, anyway, I have this, the thingy, the sash. Now Koraidon comes in, and I am expecting him to go after Zacian, right? I have nothing to fear from Rhydon here. So what I'm gonna do is try to KO Koraidon. Fire Terror, that's not good. I'm gonna get KO'd. I think we KO Koraidon and try to... Okay. That's not good. I'm getting red. I'm getting red like a book. So now Miraidon is slower. What I'm expecting is Collision Course. So I'm going to Terra and hit this slot, which he actually switched. Oh, let's go. Villain takes tons of damage. Now let's... Yep, I'm dead. Flare Blitz. Okay. It's okay. Now I know what to expect. So, let's... He's gonna leave Miraidon again, right? So I want Crocodile up front. And Zacian, I think. In the back, I need, Blaziken and Porygon. He did not lead the same. I don't think he's going to... He might overheat. I don't think he's going to Spicy Extract. That would be greedy, probably. So what I'm gonna do is knock off and protect. Yep, overheat. That's what I was expecting. Collision Course. I can't do anything. What the heck? You know what? I'm gonna get greedy. Fuck it. Porygon switch. That was a nice switch. I'm surviving this. I'm getting greedy. I don't care. Let's protect and let's Icy Wind. Spicy Extract. Ooh, spicy. You're hitting Porygon? Unexpected. I don't think I'm faster, guys. I think I just straight up lose. Again. Crunch. Yep. I just lose there. Man. It's okay, it's okay. Let's get some more practice in while we can. We have much time, right? In front of us. Well, let's start timer. Okay. This is one team I think I can deal with. Let's lead Porygon and Crocodile. And let's go Zacian in the back. And Lugia. Okay. So Fake Out is gonna come out. I think I want to preserve Crocodile, so if he fakes out Porygon, I don't really care much. I'm going to try to lower their speed with Icy Wind. We'll see what happens. It's also going to break this Sash. Fake out into him? Nope. Okay. It's an okay turn. I don't really mind. I'm going to switch. Actually, I think I'm going to switch on Lugia and reduce their speed using Icy Wind. That was a nice switch. We lower the speed. Parting shot into Porygon, that's fine. Koraidon comes in. What am I expecting here? Probably Collision Course into Porygon. Or some kind of fire type attack into Lugia. He's Terra fighting though. And he has Life Orb, so he's dangerous. He is dangerous indeed. So yeah, he's targeting Lugia. Probably Icy Wind, okay. I think I still outspeed Koraidon from here. And he's Photosynthesis special attack, right? So I'm just going to Shadow Ball him. This is easy, like I'm faster than both. This is an easy play. Maybe Lugia goes down because I don't think I kill Fluttermane, but I don't care if Lugia goes down. I can just switch in Zacian and actually like blow him out of this round. So let's switch in Zacian. I lose my buff because of this guy. I think I'm Terrastiller. I think I'm just going to focus this guy with my Zacian. Try to get him out of the picture. This annoying thing. Yep. At least he's out of the picture, and now there's only one thing left, which I don't know what it is. It's Urshifu. And that's bad. That's really bad. Because now I just straight up lose. At least he has an attack debuff, which is pretty good. Terra Normal, oh, I'm dead. What the flip? I didn't look at his Terra. He's playing Terra Normal. What the heck? I think I'm gonna recover. Try to stall out his Oh, he doesn't have a fighting move. Maybe I win this. Maybe I win this. I don't think so, but we'll try. Okay, does not do too much. I lower his speed. Which is pretty nice. I'm gonna recover. Do I survive this? I think I do. Yes. Survive, recover. Let's recover again. I think he's either... Oh, he's gonna go for the poison. If he gets it, then I'm probably dead, right? I'm gonna lower his speed, oh my god, to a point that I can outspeed him. Then I'll have the advantage. Surging strikes. Poison is just so annoying. At least he doesn't have Aqua Jet. I think I just straight up die, yeah. I straight up die, I should have attacked. I can't do anything. No. Shouldn't have brought Crocodile. If I'd have brought, like, Milotic, I had won the game. That's crazy. Terra Normal Urshifu, guys. Remember that. That's such a stupid Terra. How's the live doing? The main live doing?
Surrounded by a very bulky setup.
I'm going to lead Zacian Crocodile into Zacian Porygon into Milotic and Lugia. Ba 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 ba. Let's come in here. Fake out into Porygon, I think. And then I crunch this guy. Grassy Glide, that's basically the same. He survives thanks to Shadow Shield. And now the speed order is me first, then him with both his Pokemon, and then my Zacian. So it's my Porygon that goes first. I'm going to kill Lunala. Wood Hammer doesn't kill, obviously. I resist. And now this thing comes in. I'm going to switch out Zacian and protect it from Incin, and I'm going to try to KO this thing. Whatever this Rillaboom is. It doesn't kill. Rillaboom. Incineroar comes back in to intimidate and do nothing else of his life. And now the speed order, it's fake out into Porygon, I think. So I'm going to do this. No, into Milotic, but Collision Course comes into Porygon, yes. Okay. So the speed order is Milotic before Koraidon. So I think I'm going to Terra Fairy, try to kill Koraidon. It's slow Incin, that's good to know. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have clicked Icy Wind. Oh, I'm still okay. And now slow Incin is even slower. That's pretty good. Okay, we're in a good position here where I can just click Muddy Water and recover. Wood Hammer, that doesn't kill because it's not super effective anymore. Muddy Water, let's recover, and Flare Blitz. I guess you want to get rid of at least a single Mon, but now I win, so. Ba 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 ba. Terrifier, you shouldn't have done that, brother. Now Shadow Ball hits you for neutral. And I am still multi-scale, bro. I am still multi-scale. Okay, we're going to game 3. First game that I actually won. First round I actually wanted. I just need to get in the strategic mode, guys. When I get into the strategic mode, I can do it. I can win anything. So we're gonna lead. Milotic and Crocodile, because if he loses Lunala, I'm gonna be in shit, so I need Crocodile on the field. Zacian and Porygon 2, I guess, in the back. Okay. I think he's going to fake out Milotic, right? I don't think he's going after Crocodile. Maybe, well, maybe with Surging Strikes. I think I survived one Surging Strike. I'm going to Terra and try to kill, or to, I'm gonna knock off Mystic Water, basically. Okay, so he does go after Milotic with Yo-Ho-Ho, I think. Yep, Wood Hammer. But I don't think it kills now, because he's minus attack. I have 1.5 times defense since I have Marvel Scale. And the speed order is them before me. So I'm going to sack Crocodile and try to snag the kill. Oh, actually, he switches out Urshifu. Okay, Crocodile still dies. He still goes down. But now I get Zacian in for free, which is really good. I guess it's Koraidon coming in. He's Protosynthesis special attack, so I still get the speed advantage, right? That's what's dangerous. I'm thinking. I think we go for Zacian. We Alluring Voice Koraidon just in case he decides to kill Zacian, and we go for Beam of Blade into Myers. I don't think he's going to switch out. Yep, he protected, that's what I thought. He's going to Icy Wind, try to lower my speed on Zacian, which makes sense. I think here he's going to fake out, right? I'm going to switch Porygon in and protect Zacian. And then I'm going to switch Milotic back in to protect Zacian, to keep him alive. I think I can do this. Grassy Glide, that does nothing. Flare Blitz, oh, that's not what I was expecting. I'm going to Icy Wind, switch into Milotic. Flare Blitz doesn't do anything. The Icy Wind should hurt a lot. He doubles into Zacian, which is perfect, because now I get to lower this guy's speed, kill the gorilla. And now we're in the late game where I think I just win this. Because if it's... I think I Icy Wind and play rough this guy. I need this guy out of the picture. Boom. What are you gonna hit? Okay. GG's. Nice! First game won! Will you look at that? Next round is coming soon, guys. I'm just going to do single battles, not best of threes, since next round is coming soon, everyone. Ba-da-da-da-ba-ba-da-da-da-da. All right. Trust me, guys, we're gonna make this. We're gonna make this happen. So this is the tough matchup team. And I think for this team, what I want to do is kill Zamazenta using Earthquake, right? So Crocodile is my main piece in this matchup. I want to keep it for later. So I'm going to lead Lugia and Porygon, Crocodile in the back, and Zacian, I guess, for support. For the rest of the team, basically. So my main piece, as I said, my main piece is going to be Crocodile in this matchup. So I want to set up my main piece. To set up my main piece, what I'm going to have to do is Tailwind, right? I'm going to try to KO this Calyrex, this unexpected Calyrex, poor Calyrex. Oh, okay. Fake out and Massey Plot. That doesn't matter, bro. It's literally the worst play you can do. Because now I'm just going to double your Calyrex. You're dead. Except if you Terra. I don't know what Terra do you have. So we're expecting... Oh. Protect. He knows I have Shadow Ball now. He will Terra. I don't know what Terra he has. That's the thing. Or he's going to try to kill Porygon, right? I think I still double this guy. Psychic, it kills. Unfortunate. Now, Amogus is in, and that's not bad. That's not good. Let's protect. I think I might lose this, because I let him set up turn 1, and that was not a good, turn 1, guys. He is so specially defensive. What the heck is this damage? I'm just going to forfeit this one, guys. I think I just lose, so. Let's get some more practice in. You guys, I'm gonna get a video out soon. Talking about Gen 1 Pokemon, and I want you guys' opinion. What Gen 1 Pokemon do you think is the best? While you guys are answering, I personally think my favorite Gen 1 Pokemon is Jolteon. But it's not the best, I will admit. There are better Pokemons. Let's go like this, I think. This is the lineup I want to bring. Actually, I want to bring Milotic into this matchup. So he starts with Kyogre next to Tornadus. He's gonna he's probably gonna prankster Tailwind, and then what? Ice Beam? I don't think he's gonna Ice Beam. Let's try to lower his accuracy, because he already has Origin Pulse, which hits both target. And if I get this accuracy drop in, it's gonna have less chance to hit it. Ice Beam, that's what I was expecting, but he gets a freeze, which is like 10%. Thank you, game. Thank you, game. Thank you. I'm going to try to unfreeze. We'll see what happens. I'm not promising anything. Oh yeah, nice. And now that's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying earlier with Calm Mind. Is that in this situation I have a really good like setup to just click Calm Mind. I'm going to protect and muddy water. I genuinely think I might be in shit, but hopefully I dodge water spout. Dun 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 dun. Okay, nice. We got Tornadus down, which is pretty good since I have Lugia still up, and so I have my Tailwind user and not him. Let's what shall we do? Speed order here is Rillaboom, is Calyrex, then Lugia, then Rillaboom, then Nilotic. So what we want to do here is probably protect Lugia, but we can't since we protected last turn. So we're gonna switch out Lugia, and we're gonna try to heal, I guess. Nah, I just lose Milotic. I can't do much about that. U-turn comes out, and it's Kyogre coming back in. So we're going to switch in Lugia. Lower their speed, protect Lugia. He doesn't have Tailwind anymore, so if I lower his speed, that's gonna be beneficial. I'm guessing it's Astral Barrage. Psychic. Interesting. I lose. I just lose. Because now speed order is Calyrex, then Lugia. I think maybe, wait, maybe I can do something. I don't think I'm winning this game though, but it's okay. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum. Oh shit, what just happened? Oh, Origin Pulse, okay. I'm dead. Yeah, I can't do much about this. Oh god. Alright guys, let's just chat a bit. Let's just chat a bit. How do you guys feel about... what should I throw in there? How do you guys feel about this summer so far? Did you guys get a good summer? Because personally, so far, I'm getting fun, you know? I'm having fun. Just doing my thing in just having fun playing Pokemon with you guys, showing you guys what I see. Honestly, I'm having fun in general in my summer. I've been seeing friends, playing basketball, doing all kinds of stuff. And honestly, it's been a blast to do all this stuff. I hope you guys enjoy your summer so far. I do. And personally, I think 2025 summer is going to be a good summer. I'm going to Cégep next year. You guys don't have Cégep. It's something pretty... it's before university. You guys just go through high school and then to university. We have high school until like 16, 17. And then we go to Cégep right off the bat. It's going to be my first year at Cégep next year. And I'm pretty excited because I'm going to science. And I love science, honestly. It's something really fun. I have tons of ideas for the future, for my project. And I think summer is a good moment to, recollect and work on yourself and all that kind of stuff. And it's been what I've done, honestly, this summer. Been reconnecting with myself, working on my channel, on you guys, basically working on you guys, chatting with you guys. Honestly, I've never had that many comments in a while now, and yep, it's just been a ton of fun so far. I'm hoping you guys have a blast too, or having a blast too. I think you guys are probably having a lot of fun too. Don't forget, guys, you can... I'm a human. You can ask me if you want me to do certain types of content or stuff like that. I will consider it. Don't worry about that. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun so far in the summer, and there's not much else to say on that point. The next round is starting probably soon. Round three, yeah, we're in here. Let me get some music. It's lagging. YouTube is lagging. I have too many pages. Just gonna go back to my original setup. So the next match, I'm against Ruby GC. Okay. So Ruby GC. Oh, he wants a battle. Okay, are you guys ready? I am. Let's get into this. Weird team. Let me... Okay, the music's back. Okay, tournament match number 3. Let's start this with... Okay, so it's a Zamazenta match. He has Kyogre too. So I'm thinking we start with Milotic. And...
Everybody, welcome back. We are getting into round 3 of the Smogon
I'm going to
VGC
lower the
Live
sound
event.
of the stream, boom. Okay. So I need to counter Zamazenta, right? So I'm starting with Blaziken, and hopefully it works. If he starts with Kyogre, I'm gonna be in shit, but we're gonna see. We're gonna bring Lugia, I guess. Weird matchup, honestly. I've never most of these Pokemon I've never seen in my practice. Actually, no. I've seen most of these Pokemon. but this I've not seen ever. Annihilate. I think I can get rid of Roaring Moon pretty quickly. What am I expecting here, honestly? Let's consider it. I think Tailwind is coming out. No, actually, it might acrobatics and like protect or something like that. So I'm going to protect my Blaziken, try to get gain some ground here. I think Roaring Moon, not dead. That does a lot of damage, doesn't kill. Complicated scenario. I think we just close combat. It's not good. It's not a good scenario. It's not a scenario I want to be in. I think I go into Lugia. Okay, nice. Okay, we get the Life Dew off, which heals both of us. And I think it's not the best case, right? I need to stall out Tailwind. So I'm gonna protect Life Dew and hope for the best. I'm probably going to lose Milotic, which I don't mind. Yep. Because I need Zacian in. I'm gonna protect Zacian. We got some life now on Lugia. Maybe I can survive one origin pulse. But I think he's going to target me, right? That's the thing. I need to preserve Zacian. Okay, acrobatics into Zacian. Can you survive, Lugia? Can you survive? Nope. Oh, that's bad. Okay, so Roaring Moon is going to Tailwind this turn. So what I want to do is focus on Kyogre and try to get rid of it. I just lose. That's what I said. Like, if Kyogre is in, then I'm probably I'm cooked. But okay, I'm gonna shut off the music. I don't need music. Okay. I think I want to start with... Because if he starts again with Kyogre, I'm in trouble, right? I need to get rid of this Kyogre. It's my biggest threat. So I'm thinking we go Lugia and Milotic as a lead. That's my best lead against Kyogre. And we go Zacian in the back with Porygon 2. Okay, it's the same lead, but now, on their side of the field it's the same lead, but now we have the right things to counter it. I'm going to Terra Fairy and hit Roaring Moon for tons of damage. Hopefully it works. Boom. It does no damage because he Terra'd too. That was a good Terra on this part. I think I'm just losing just because of that. Actually, you know what? I'm going to try to make it up, but knockoff. Okay, Milotic goes down. We bring in Zacian for free. Now, thing is, this thing, he just one-shots anything. Right? I need to get rid of it. I think I'm faster. I'm just faster, so I can just get rid of it. I missed. That was a crucial, like, I had to hit this. It's not good. Like right now I'm in deep shit. Double protect to get rid of the tailwind, but that doesn't matter. Oh, okay, I see. I see. And now I'm cooked. I hit the double protect. Okay. Please, Porygon, kill. Kill with your Shadow Ball. Kill. I'm GG's. Like, what the flip? What the flippers? Oh, the miss. The miss just ruined it. Like, I had one. If I hit that, I can't. I'm just gonna lose this tournament. I just feel like shit right now. I'm just missing everything. Oh my god, I feel like shit. Okay, wake up, wake up. Oh, I didn't save the replay. I think I'm having the pressure of the lives, the live open guys. So I'm just going to let you guys go. See you guys in a later video. Peace.